8 Ole Miss football players who knelt during the national anthem in response to the Confederacy rally on campus. So we see it a lot in colleges around the world where, there's a lot of racism that still exists. We think, in these days, in this generation, that racism is over for the most part. For the people that, are growing up and they realize that it's not over. Yeah. And when they go to college, they see it here and there. You think because you go to school with these folks, that everything will be good and dandy. But in all actuality, you will have a moment, at least one time in your college career, where you experience racism. What are your thoughts on these players kneeling? Do you think it's a good political statement? And what are your thoughts on racism still plaguing college campuses?
I mean, I feel like it's a good political statement, being that, we have come to terms that this is what America is like. The song Childish Gambino put out is not a lie. It's definitely the truth. And I feel like we need to raise more awareness in what is going on. Like, why should I play for a team or play for, the benefits of the country when nobody respects me as a black man or respect me as a black woman?
I'm scrolling through my Instagram and everything is nip, nip, nip. I'm like, yo, there's just no way. Like, there's just no way this happened. Like, how? The last day of March? Are you serious? Like, come on.
I was hoping, because it was so close to April 1st, it was April Fool's Day.
Joke. Yeah, I'm like, this is a joke. This is a joke. Tomorrow's April Fool's. Early joke.
And LeBron, it should have been a Wisconsin, but LeBron tried to take over, try to tell the guys how to play, like he's a coach and whatever. He took these guys' games and he messed it up. He want to hold the ball. He want to dribble the ball. He want to be the point guard. They should have let him go down in the block. Let Alonzo, when he was in there, let him run the point. You play off that, what I mean? But they gave LeBron the ball, and he want to do what he want to do. He want to dribble, this, that, and he messed all these young guys flow up.
Maybe it's because we only have 10% women athletic directors in Division I. People hire people who look like them, and that's the problem.
Okay. What she said is a bunch of facts.
It is.
All in that 1 minute.
All in that 1 minute.
People hire
people that look like them. I think that stood out to me the most.
Who's them?
All right, people hire people that look like them.
Oh,
that's just how it is.
And
that just scared me, because I want to go into sports.
But what I'm gonna say is, don't let that stop you.
It's not. I can't. I made it this far.
Yeah.
Trust me.
One of my coaches told me, they were like, you could be a key, because you can bring the diversity to the table. When a player sees a one that looks like them, especially a woman, they're like, whoa, how did she get here? Especially like in the recruiting, the recruiting aspect.
I hope the Giants get it right, because at the end of the day, just because I'm in New York, we got CBS and Fox 5, and all they do is show Giants and Jets games now. All right, for those of y'all that don't got Sunday ticket and you reside in New York, most of the time you're gonna be seeing the Giants play. So you want to see something. At the end of the day, this is 3 hours of your Sunday. All right, if you ain't in church praising God, you watching the football game. So you want to see a good Giants team that can actually do something, that can actually, entertain you. It was nice when OBJ was there, because that was the only source of entertainment I got. Him along with Saquon Barkley, that was the only source of entertainment I got from the Giants. It damn sure wasn't coming from Eli. It damn sure wasn't coming from the offensive line. It damn sure wasn't coming from nothing else. It was, unless you want to add the cheerleaders to the mix, that was another side of entertainment. But you barely see the cheerleaders on the TV. So it was definitely OBJ and Saquon Barkley. But we all know what happened with OBJ. He got shipped away for absolutely nada, in my opinion. And I got on this show, and I continue to maintain to this day, that was a dumb move. Everybody that was a Giants fan, well, not everybody, but a lot of people that I know was like, wee, the Giants, we back to the Giants old ways. We build it from the defense up, Hold the brakes, pump the brakes. Ladies and gentlemen, David Gettleman don't know what in the world he is doing.
Oh, fuck you can't even sing. You have to sing something, get some pussy. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Shimmy, shimmy, yo. Hail from the home of the Dodger Brooklyn squad. Wu-Tang Killer, beats on the swarm. Rain on your college ass disco dorm. For you to even touch my skill, you gotta go to one killer B, and he ain't gonna kill now. Chop that down, pass it all around. Lyrics get hard, quick cement to the ground. For an EMC in any 52 states, I get psycho. Killer, Norman Bates, my producer slam. My flow is like bam, jump on stage, and then I dip there. Oh baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Oh baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
Nice day on Monday. I mean, oh my gosh, the weather. Ladies and gentlemen, I finally feel like it's summertime, to be honest with you. I finally feel like the time is here for the summer. Because, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'm from the city, all right? And this cold up here in central New York ain't doing it for me, man. Ain't doing it for me at all. So it's about time that the weather start changing and it start getting nice out. And today is like the first sign of that. So if you're in the car, however you may be listening, whether you driving, you know, do this nice weather in the car, whether you listening on the radio station, at home, on the streams, on the social media, I just want to let y'all know that I'm thankful for what has been a successful semester. As we all know, this is the college version of the Real Leel Show. The podcast version will be starting next week, possibly, more than likely next week. And, you know, in order for y'all to hear it, I gotta subscribe to my YouTube channel and my Instagrams. So, starting with YouTube, Real Leel TV is what you need to jot down with a pen and a paper. Real Leel TV, REALLEEL TV. Once again, REALLEEL TV. And on Instagram, Real_Leel_TV. So if you got that jotted down, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to remind y'all during the course of this show, because it's very important. Obviously, this is the season finale of the college version of the Real Leel Show today, right now. So, during the summertime, you ain't going to be able to hear from me unless you have me on social media and you follow my podcast, because I will be uploading weekly. I'm going to be talking about free agency, which is going to be coming up in June after the finals. I'm going to be talking about the finals. I'm going to be talking about the rest of the playoffs. And I'm going to be doing something called Promote Your Business this summer, where I will be promoting everybody's business on S Street Media platform, which is, you could be an actor, you could be a singer, you could be a tap dancer, you could, whatever it is you do. If you got a business, you know, any type of business, whether it be a clothing line, whatever it is, all right? Whatever it is, I'm going to be promoting on my radio, on my podcast, on the media outlet. So book me for a date. My email is JaleelLewis54@gmail.com. Once again, Jaleel Lewis, JALEELLEWIS F4. I said F4. What's going on with me? 54@gmail.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got a lot of plans this summer. I'm going to be collaborating on a lot of radio shows, doing my own podcast, you know, just, you know, live performance gigs. You know, I'll get my second live radio performance. You know, I'm expecting that very soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a busy summer for me. But before we get there, we have one more show to complete. Later on during the show, I'm going to have my guest come on the show, my usual guest, Melanie and Jen, as we dive into, you know, pop culture and sports, you know, or politics of sports, whatever you want to call it. But for right now, for the first hour, I'm going to just go through these sports topics, giving y'all the latest news going on in sports. But as the show progresses, we're going to dive into pop culture and that sort. We got a long show for y'all today. This show might be 2.5 hours long. It could be 3, depending on how everything flows on the Real Leel Show. So once again, live from the 90.5 FM airwaves here in Central New York, brings you another episode, season finale of the Real Leel Show, where I give my unique takes on the latest news going on in the world of sports and pop culture. Once again, like I said 1,000 times, this is the season finale. I'll be back in the city filming and airing the podcast version starting next week. So the request line is 607-753-4819. Once again, 607-753-4819 is the request line that you're going to call to get into this show. Let me know how you feel about the various topics that I'm going to be discussing. On the agenda for the first hour, I'm going to be talking about D-Lo, D'Angelo Russell, that is, being stopped at the airport for carrying marijuana. Also, I'm going to be talking about LeBron James and his segment from the shop, which he discussed how he found out about Magic Johnson stepping down. I'm also going to be talking about the playoffs, the NBA playoffs, giving y'all my thoughts on the playoffs thus far, who I think is going to win the series, and so on, and who I think is my best player so far in the playoffs. That's going to be interesting, because I personally think it's a two-man race. So find out who that guy is that I think is the best player right now for this playoffs. Also, to cap off the first hour, I'm going to be giving you my reactions to the Daniel Jacobs versus Canelo Alvarez fight, which took place on Saturday at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And we all know Canelo Alvarez won that fight by unanimous decision. I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. And then later on in the second half, you know, the pop culture, the sports politics, the interesting topics. It's going to get very interesting the later parts of the show. So you definitely want to tune in throughout the whole show. Or if you're just here for the pop culture and entertainment, then when this video go up on YouTube, just fast forward it to the second hour. But with that being said, it's approximately 8:08, and guess what? I'm already late. It's time to get this show on the road. Alright, first topic right now. Let me discuss this LeBron James situation. So as I said, LeBron James speaked out on his show The Shop about how he found out about the Magic Johnson, stepping down from president services, from president operations, whatever you want to call it. So, basically, during the interview on The Shop, LeBron James said his longtime friend / business partner told him that Magic Johnson was stepping down. Not Magic Johnson himself, ladies and gentlemen. His friend told him that. All right? And LeBron James' response was like, man, get the you-know-what out my face. Can't say the word because I'm going to get kicked off the airwaves on this last show. So I don't want that to happen. All right? He was like, you're messing with me, right? I can't say the other word. You know what I mean? That's crazy. So Lonzo, who was also there on that episode, was like, that's crazy when he found out. That was his reaction. That's crazy. So I got a few things to say about this. I'm not going to make it into a long soliloquy. I'm going to try my best to dive into how I feel within the matter of a couple minutes with this segment, right? Listen, for those of y'all, right, who's criticizing LeBron James, and LeBron James, to a certain degree, have a right to be criticized, but for other reasons, how he handled his leadership, I feel, with the Lakers, that's a whole other topic for another day, and I already expressed that. But now, people that's saying that LeBron James should be criticized for going on The Shop and discussing how he felt about Magic Johnson stepping down, for those of y'all criticizing LeBron James, there's something wrong with y'all. Magic Johnson, as the older guy, the more experienced guy, all right, should have came to LeBron James and let him know, listen, I'm planning on stepping down. There's no way in the world that LeBron James' friend, business partner, that is, should have to let LeBron James know that Magic Johnson is stepping down. This is the problem I have with this generation, right? The lack of communication there is, right? We all know about social media, and it is a form of communication. But with social media, it seems like communication is dying out, even though that's another form of communication. For some reason, people don't know how to communicate with each other no more. You find out news on Instagram. You make you basically say what you're going to do that on Instagram, and that's how people find out what you're going to do, instead of letting people close to you know what you're going to do. That's basically how it is. I don't know what it is with this generation, what it is with the lack of communication skills. But that's just a problem right now. I don't know why Magic Johnson can sit down and tell LeBron James, look, I'm stepping down. All right? I'm not blaming Magic Johnson for stepping down. At the end of the day, Magic Johnson said exactly what he was going to do. I recall Magic Johnson saying that if I feel that I cannot get this job done within 2 years, I will step down. I recall Magic Johnson saying that. So what did Magic Johnson do? He stepped down. However, the way how it was handled, I do not like. At the end of the day, you got this is the guy, LeBron James, that you went out and recruited. All right? That you met with him before he signed it, even though I believe LeBron James is going to sign it anyway, because I did believe, and I predicted this on my old show, Mike and Leel Keeping It Real, when I predicted before all the hype was LeBron to LA, I predicted LeBron James is going to LA because I knew it was more than just about basketball. It's about the Hollywood opportunities. It's about the family, the movie deals, the director deals, you know, Space Jam, this and that, all these shows and part shows that LeBron James is in and involved in. So I knew it. Magic Johnson really didn't have to do nothing to get the LeBron James to go over there. However, you met with this guy. You sat down and talked with him for a good long period of time. Where is the respect between the two guys to sit there and talk in Magic Johnson's, towards Magic Johnson in particular, to sit there and let LeBron James know, like, listen, I'm stepping down. That's all you got to do. You ain't even got to call the brother. You ain't even got to dial the brother number. You could have simply just sent a text. LeBron James, I'm stepping down. That would be better than hearing it on social media. That would be better than hearing it on the news. That would be better than hearing it from your friend, your business partner. And on top of that, Magic Johnson decides to step down before a Lakers game. Before the Lakers played the game, I forgot who they played that night. But this news broke right before they played. So now you got what perfect timing that is. You got a bunch of young players that you're dealing with that are about to go play a game, and then they just hear Magic Johnson is stepping down. This is what I don't understand. With as far as leadership, guys just doing what is simply right in the NBA this year. To me, this has been the worst year I have seen the skills of leadership in the NBA. Terrible. Guys is not, especially on the Lakers team. There's a lot of guys on the Lakers team, but it's not only the Lakers. I go into Boston, and guys named Kyrie Irving, who I like, who has not been a good leader for his team. I can go other places, but particularly the Lakers. With LeBron James, LeBron James has not always been the best leader, and in times he has been a good leader. But this year, y'all not cutting me with that. He has not been a good leader. Magic Johnson has not been a good leader. Ray John Rondo, sitting on the bench with fans, has not been a good leader. That's why the Lakers are in the predicament that they're in right now, and I don't see a free agent going there anytime soon, at least a max free agent. They may be able to get them second-tier free agents, not a number one-tier free agent. Because of stuff like this. The lack of communication between the front office, the players, or the players within the players, it just is what it is. That's all you had to do was call the brother. Let the brother know. And I'm on LeBron James' side with this one. I really am. You recruited this guy. This was the Lakers' plan. You had Magic Johnson, head of operations, president of operations. You have LeBron James, right? The best player in the world. Or the second best player in the world. And you have the franchise of the Lakers. The storied franchise. So you have the storied franchise of the Lakers, Magic Johnson and LeBron. And that should have appealed to all the free agents in the world. But it hasn't gone down that way. Guys are not wanting to come over there. And I damn sure don't blame them when it's all said and done. Who would want to go somewhere where it's disarray? I sure don't. It's a bunch of things going on over there. And I see the Clippers over there, a nice young franchise, getting their act together, making noise. Shoot, the Clippers attract me more if I was a free agent. So listen, man. It's going to be interesting to see what free agent, if there is a free agent, that decides to go to LA this summer. Because right now, with leadership, with guys communicating with one another, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. Now, I know there's no hard feelings. You know, everybody speculated that he probably stepped down because of Luke Walton being fired. Luke Walton ended up got fired anyway. So, not that. And then we seen Magic Johnson on the Instagram, on a picture with Jeannie Buss talking and having dinner. So obviously, they, you know, there's no hard feelings with them. You know, the guy just simply stepped down from his presidential operations. So with LeBron James, my thing here is, you see Jeannie Buss and Magic Johnson sitting together. I mean, whose side are you on here? You know, what's going on? So LeBron James is in a peculiar situation. But at the same time, that's a decision he made in the summertime. Was to go to LA. And guess what? You know, you gotta live with your decisions. It is what it is. But Lamar Odom, I'm gonna touch on Lamar Odom, former Laker over here. Christ the King graduate. My rival's high school, because I went to Lockland. So Christ the King was a rival. But nevertheless to say, Lamar Odom, who used to play for the Lakers, will be back playing basketball after, you know, his history with mental health. You know, obviously we know about the drugs, his situation, with, you know, his past, right? Along with messing with the Kardashians. Like I always say, my famous line, stop messing with these Kardashians, all right? We all know that, okay? But the brothers seem to be putting it back in place, getting his life together, and he's going to be playing in the Big Three. Ice Cube's Big Three League, which I like, which I told y'all, Central New Yorkers. I gave y'all the cue already. Check that out when it start, I believe, in June. And, you know, when the season is over, and, you know, you need basketball to watch, to survive. The Big Three is worth it, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent league. I like what Ice Cube was putting together over there. So Lamar Odom is one of the storied names that's going to be playing in the league. And I will be covering it on my podcast. You know, great to see Lamar Odom trying to get his life back together. Great to see Ice Cube giving him a shot. And I hope he makes do with it, because this is a perfect opportunity to, you know, play the sport that you love. Not allowing issues in the past affect your future. Being able to rebound and get a second chance. You know what I'm saying? So I like it for Lamar Odom. And I like it for the Big Three. It helps the Big Three out. It helps Lamar Odom out. It helps the sport out. Knowing that there's notable names playing in that league this year. We all going to be wanting to see how he plays. So that's going to draw attention. So, hey, it is what it is.
The GOAT. The greatest of all time, the GOAT, is Michael Jordan. He's the greatest that ever string up a pair of sneakers. You know what I'm saying? He got the championship 6 for 6. You know, the scoring. I mean, everything. I mean, LeBron James is the best in this era. But if you pass gas in this era, it's a foul. All right? When Jordan and the rest of those cats was playing, all right, they was getting knocked out the air. They was getting hand checked. All right? This guy could just fly through the air now, and you can't even touch the guy. You know what I'm saying? That's the era we live in. I'm not knocking that. But please, because you beat a 73-win team.
Who were banged up, by the way.
Okay, who was banged up, and who David Stearns gave you a stimulus package for suspending Green before Game 5. You would have lost that series in 5. Okay? It wouldn't have went to Game 5. It wouldn't have went to Game 6, and you wouldn't have.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the Real Leel Show, and it's time to move on to our next topic here on the agenda, and it's time to talk some NBA playoffs. You know, it's about that time. As you all know, we got a game going on right now. I'm going to get y'all in tune with that, let y'all know what the score is. But before I do, there's a few things I got to discuss. The Rockets defeated the Warriors on Saturday, 126 to 121. And I have a lot of thoughts in the game, right? And I'm going to first start off by saying this. Stephen Curry, man. Listen, Steph. You needed to get it together, my guy. You need to get it together. All right? Stephen Curry should not have the game that he had in that game. In the series, in mostly the playoffs that he has had. This guy is struggling. A guy that's normally a good shooter he went 7 for 23 in that game, 25% from 3-point range. I mean, what is it going on right now? Missed a wide open dunk in overtime. This guy has been struggling, ladies and gentlemen, and somebody got to put an AP out, because I know he got a brother, but he must got another brother that look just like him, because I don't know what kind of Stephen Curry that is. That's not the Stephen Curry that I know. That's not the Stephen Curry that I know that is the best player in the world, even though he has in history has struggled in the playoffs. You know? So I don't know if it's the dislocated finger that is the reason for why he's not performing. Durant, to be honest with you, Durant has been performing. And he's one of my top 2 guys so far in the playoffs right now. When we talk about who is the MVP of the playoffs so far, he's right up there. You know, he's right up in there in the top 2, along with Kawhi Leonard, who I'm going to get to in a few minutes. All right? So, listen. Durant should have had the ball in his hands, in my opinion. A guy that had, 30-something points, the ball should have been in his hands. All right? You got to feed the hot hand. And right now, Durant has the hot hand. He put up 50 points the other day against the Clippers. I mean, come on. He has been dominating the playoffs. And recently has now become my number 1 player in the world right now. Over LeBron James, yes, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Durant is the best player in the world. This guy's a prolific scorer. This guy's being compared to MJ. This guy's offensively cannot be stopped because of his length, because of his shot. I mean, he has the whole package, ladies and gentlemen. And he can defend here and there. So, I mean, come on. He's the best player in the world right now. But Stephen Curry, he got to get it together. And the Rockets play the Warriors later today, part of the doubleheader. And hopefully Stephen Curry has a big game. Stephen Curry needs a big game to help his confidence out. Because right now, it ain't working out. It's not working out at all. All right? The Rockets, on the Rockets side of things, they had an overall good team effort. You know, I was very impressed with how the team played. James Harden had 41 points. Finally, James Harden woke up in the playoffs. 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Eric Gordon, 30 rebounds. PJ Tucker was playing hard. Yeah, it wasn't the eye-popping things on the stat sheet, but he still had 12 rebounds. Those are second chance points for your team to put the ball in the hole. And that's exactly why I was very impressed with him, because he played hard. Sometimes you got to get those rebounds to get your team extra possessions. That's what I saw. And the game ended up going to overtime, and the Rockets came out victorious, 126-121. The Warriors, in my opinion, blew that game. Stephen Curry had a wide open dunk. He missed it. I mean, this guy's missing dunks. This guy's not shooting right. I mean, can somebody, real Steph Curry, please stand up? Please. Because I don't know who in the world that is right now. All right? So, I'm interested in seeing Game 4 tonight at 10:30. So, basketball fans, tonight is a good night. First of all, it was a nice day outside. The sun is going down. And you got some sports, some NBA. Oh, my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day that God has made. Oh, my God. Time to move on. The Raptors right here yesterday defeated the 76ers 101-96 as Kawhi went off again. Kawhi has went off again. To be honest with you, between KD and Kawhi, those are my 2 guys that are MVPs of the playoffs so far. And it could go either way. Either guy, to be honest with you. I'm more impressed with Kawhi because I know what KD brings. And I know what Kawhi brings. But the fact of the matter is a lot of people forgot how good Kawhi Leonard is. They did. He went down with the injury. He didn't play all of last year, despite a couple games. So a lot of people was like, left him out their top 3 and 4 and 5. And Kawhi Leonard just reminding y'all. That's basically what he's doing. Oh, yeah, remember me. Let me show you by my play that I'm still top 3 in the world, because that's exactly what he is. He's a top 3 player in the NBA. What he does offensively, what he does defensively, he is the best 2-way player in the league by far. All right? I call him the silent killer, because the brother barely talks. The brother, he barely smiles. All right? He's a silent killer. You know how you got the painkiller? He's a silent killer, in my opinion. All right? His clutch shots, he had one shot, one in particular, where it was a 3-pointer over Embiid as time expired. His team helped him also. The game before that, when they lost at home to the 76ers, that was a terrible team effort. Lowry has been cold, like he was in Alaska. The brother couldn't buy or sell a shot. Ibaka, I mean, come on. The shots was going blocker. I mean, it wasn't going down in the hole. So, overall, as a team effort, Kyle Lowry, 14 points. Marcus Gasol, 16 points. Finally, made an impact on that team this season, putting up 16 points, made open shots. He had a couple three-pointers. When he was open, he made them. That's all we asked his brother to do, whoever is a Raptors fan. The 76ers, I didn't like Embiid effort in this game. Listen, I know Embiid was sick from the flu. But damn it, if I got a flu and I got a show, I get on the mic. It's just simple as that. Sometimes, you got to do what you got to do. I know you got the flu, but at the end of the day, would you rather go home, take care of the flu, and be home for the rest of the playoffs? Let me know, because I don't know what kind of effort that was. If Embiid showed or displayed a little bit more effort in that game yesterday, they would have won. But he didn't. It was all Jimmy Butler. He continues to be their primary scorer and ball handler, putting up 29 points last night, making a lot of shots. All right, and the ball got to run through Jimmy buckets right now, because Ben Simmons, he's a non-factor. This guy's a non-factor. He can only do but so much. All right, he's a non-factor. The guy don't have a shot. This guy's being taken out, the pitcher, because of the defense of the Raptors and Lowry, and Kawhi in particular, and Lowry. So this guy's a non-factor. And Butler also played decent defense as well. J.J. Redick shot the ball particularly well, putting up 19 points. At the end of the day, this is an interesting series. It's tied up 2-2. The home court advantage switches back to the Raptors. And, we'll see what happens. The Raptors has shown that they're an inconsistent team over history. And so has the 76ers. Especially with the team that they had last year. And they lost to the Boston Celtics. So, we'll see. Interesting series. I didn't think the 76ers will be much in this series, but they proved me wrong so far. So, we'll see. But moving on to, finish off the NBA playoffs talk here. The Bucks defeated the Celtics 123-116 on Friday. And basically, the main thing to take about this game is Kyrie Irving. Once again, a player that I like to watch. One of my favorite players to watch, to be honest with you. Because the guy handles is just out of this world. He's almost like he should be in Cirque du Soleil. This guy's, come on. Who doesn't like watching that? He's clutch. We all know that. But the way how this brother leads, by example, is just ridiculous. The way how he handles the media is ridiculous. He called Giannis 22 free throw game, because he had 22 free throws. And he said, this is slowing the game down. This is slowing the effing, game down. You know what I mean, So, my thing here is, I call that player hating. That's what I call it, player hating. I don't care if it's slowing the game down or it's not slowing the game down. The problem is, you foul the guy. So guess what? You foul the guy, he go to the line. What is Giannis supposed to say? I'm not going to shoot the free throw because it's slowing the game down? No, he's going to take the points and he's going to help his team win, of course. The guy's not going to deny free throws. So, at the end of the day, you should be getting on your teammates to not foul this brother and play him in the line. Play better defense. Simple as that. Come at your teammates. Don't come at somebody for doing his job and wanting his team to win. This is player hating. Kyrie Irving, you got to show more class than that, my brother. You got to show more class than that. This guy seems like a hard person to please, man. From what I've been seeing with Kyrie, his antics, this guy seemed like he's a hard player to please. At first, he was happy being with the Boston Celtics. Then it became, ask me about what I'm going to do in free agency in July. Remember, he committed to the Celtics verbally. Then now, all of a sudden, it's July 1st. You hear my answer when things start going down in the roller coaster and stuff like that. So, listen, this guy seems like a hard guy to navigate. Obviously, he wanted out from LeBron James when he was on Cleveland, even though that was a championship team already. My gosh. And he seems like he's hard to play with, too, on top of that. So, that's my takes so far in the playoffs. Let me get y'all with the score right now. Score update as we move on to our next topic to close out the first half. And then we got a big show for the second half. Right now, the Boston Celtics and the Bucks is tied up at 63. Quarter number 3. 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. So far, so good. Excellent game. Tied up right now. Excellent series so far. Chris Middleton, 13 points. Looks like he's a factor. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 22 points so far. And 9 rebounds. Looking like he's going to have a double-double today. Now we go to the Celtics. Al Horford, 10 points. Al Horford is showing you that he's a smart center. He makes his 3-point shots when he's open. He's improving, and he's showing you the key of intelligence, ladies and gentlemen. The key of intelligence, not the key of irrelevance. The key of intelligence. Kyrie Irving, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, solid. Marcus Morris, 14 points, 10 rebounds, double-double, solid. Jason Tatum, he's been struggling this year. So far, so good. 12 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Jaylen Brown, 11 points, 5 assists. So far, from what I'm seeing with the Celtics stats in this game 4 that's currently going on, in which the Boston Celtics is now up 65-63. It's a team effort. All right? You got 10 points for Al Horford, 11 points for Kyrie, 14 for Morris, 12 for Tatum, 11 for Brown. This is the performance that they need if they think they're going to win this series. But anyway, we're going to be coming back from a very quick commercial break. I'm going to talk about D-Lo, recap this boxing match real quickly to end out the first half, and then my guest just walked up in the building. My other guest will be here on the way, and we're going to start talking all things pop culture. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the season finale of the Real Leel Show. Central New York, talk to me. Alright, that's all I gotta say. Talk to me. 607-753-4819. That's my movie, by the way. If y'all never seen that movie, Talk to Me, with Don Cheadle and Taraji P. Henson and this other guy. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. But Cedric the Entertainer was in the movie. Go see that movie. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Up there in the top 10. You know, it's about Petey Greene. If y'all never heard of Petey Greene, he was a radio host back in the Civil Rights era based on a true story. And that's how, you know, I remember when I first had my radio show, my first ever radio show, that is, that was a movie that I watched again. Because I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going into the radio business. So I watched that movie. I watched it again in December, the season finale of the show. I didn't watch it yesterday, which I should have did before this season finale. But you know what? I got another season finale in the huddle this Thursday. So I'm going to watch it this Wednesday, now that I think about it. But definitely, if you've never seen that movie, Talk to Me, then go ahead and watch it, and then talk to me. 607-753-4819 is the request line. Now, to wrap up this first hour before we have our crazy second hour that we're going to have, or maybe second 2 hours, who knows? I got like 18 topics on the board, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing it big for this last show today, but let's get to D-Lo, D'Angelo Russell right now, who is cited for marijuana at LaGuardia Airport. Now, I found out the news a couple hours before in the huddle on Thursday. So since we didn't have that much information on it, it was only brought up in the huddle news, which we briefly go through in the huddle news, 4 topics within the matter of 2 minutes. So I didn't really have much to say about it. I said, okay, it's like one of his first offenses of it, no big deal. But when I think about it, right, and it's still not the biggest deal. It's not like, oh, we got to chastise this brother. But still, my reaction to this is a little bit more concerning now, you know, than I initially had. Because remember, you're in the airport. You got to be smarter than that. All right, I know you try to put the marijuana in the Arizona bottle, but you're in the airport. All right, with all this technology, ladies and gentlemen, with all the scanning, and 2 hours before you get on a plane, you got to go through immigration, interrogation, abomination, whatever it is for the nation. I mean, whatever nation it is, you got to go through before the hell you get on the airplane. Why the hell is you carrying marijuana in Arizona for? I mean, come on. You got to be smarter than that, my brother. You got to be smarter than that. I mean, you got a college education, my brother. You got to be smarter than that. All right? Please. And then when Will came, I mean, I'm not going to say he brought up a good point. He brought up the obvious point on first take. You're not even allowed to bring liquid bottles on the daggone airplane at that. I mean, I don't know, people travel a lot, but if you don't, you're not allowed to bring I don't even know if you're allowed to bring any type of liquid. I mean, I thought it was a certain ounce or whatever, but maybe it's no liquid at all. You're not allowed to bring on the airplane. So, that's dumb in itself. I remember when, I went to St. Thomas a couple years ago, right? And I had hair grease, right? And I had to get rid of that. I'm like, damn, can I grease my head, please? I had to get rid of that. They it was a little grease. I'm like, listen, I ain't carrying nothing in it, but still, I had to let it go, all right? And buy another one. And that hair grease is expensive. That joint be costing like $10, $12, depending on what you get. I mean, and that was a brand new bottle at that too. So that really pissed me off. But yeah, you're not allowed to bring liquids on the airplane anyway. So to have marijuana, I mean, you got money. If you need to smoke that bad, you can go wherever it was you was going and get you some new marijuana. All right, that's basically what I had to say. At the end of the day, it's about being smart sometimes, because when it comes to bigger situations, we gotta see who's really smart and will you use that brain that God gave you in your head to use that brain and be smart. That's why it was a bit more concerning to me. Also, we have to remember Dito's past. And yes, I know he matured tremendously, and I commend him for it. I always commended him for it. I have high praise for D'Lo. I talk about D'Lo a tremendous amount of times on my radio show. But at the same time, you don't want nobody saying maybe D'Lo is still immature. All right? So that's what I got to say. And also, D'Lo is set to be a free agent and has his eye on a max contract, hopefully from the New York Nets, or should I say, the Brooklyn Nets, right? So the penalty of this minor offense is not that big. I believe he won't have to really serve no punishment other than $100 fine at best, which is the same as hopping a turnstile in New York City or a parking ticket. I mean, it's about the equal same thing basically. But the only thing I'm saying, Central New York, is the brother just got to be careful. That's all. He just got to be careful at the end of the day and play the game and, live your life at the end of the day. But now, leaving that alone, to close out the first half, I want to give my reactions to the Canelo Alvarez versus Danny Jacobs fight, in which, it was a relatively boring fight. I'm not even going to lie. It was very, very boring. I wasn't entertained, but at the same time, to me, in my opinion, it was a relatively competitive towards the end type of fight. Now, a lot of people thought Canelo won a lot. I thought it was more closer than that. I already did a live stream, a post-fight live stream on my YouTube channel about it. I thought it was more closer than that. I thought Canelo won 5 out of the first 6 rounds. With a 7th round, that was a swing round, in which I gave to Jacobs. Then, from like 8th through 11th, I gave to Jacobs. I thought he was more aggressive. The corner must have got in his head, or he must have woke up with a sense of urgency to know that, he had to narrow the gap, and he was just more aggressive. He was doing more. The 12th round was also a swing round that I gave to Canelo. So on my scorecards, you do the math, it equals to 114-114 draw. But the judges had it differently. And I'm not mad that they have it differently. At the end of the day, it was a relatively close fight with a couple swing rounds that could have went either way. So if you gave Jacobs those swing rounds, like for the most part that I did, you will have it being more closer than another person who knew Canelo won the first couple of rounds, which we all knew, but they also gave him the swing rounds also. So then it becomes Canelo won obviously, but compared to somebody who we know Jacobs won the last couple of rounds, and the swing rounds they gave to Jacobs, it looks more entirely different than the people that gave it for Canelo. That's why it's so different across the board. At the end of the day, it doesn't take from Canelo that I had this fight a draw. Canelo looked good. He showed that he's a very tough fighter. He had great head movement. He was working. He had a strong chin. He got hit with a shot in the 9th round, I believe. A good shot by Danny Jacobs. But guess what? The brother didn't show no affection. I mean, it was just like, all right, dust it, dust your shoulders, keep it moving, keep boxing. And that's the type of fighter Canelo is. He's a warrior. He's a Mexican fighter, and he shows that Mexican pride. I mean, this guy's not afraid to fight anybody at all. But like I said, I had to fight closer. I thought Jacobs made up a lot of ground in the second half of the fight. But you had people like Errol Spence, Demetrius Eldrade, who I'm also talking about in a minute, and Marquez, Marquez, who had Jacobs winning the fight. Which I can see a scenario for that too. Even though Canelo looked more of the sharper fighter, based on rounds being taken, based on how you had those swing rounds and how much ground that you thought that Danny Jacobs made up towards the end of the fight. Now, I would sit here and I would tell you that Danny Jacobs should have started off a little bit earlier and he could have possibly stole this fight from Canelo. If he started off early, if he figured out Canelo's game early, but he didn't. He waited too long, and he lost those couple of key close rounds in the beginning of the fight. But another thing that I like about Jacobs was that, you know, he tried to switch orthodox and southpaw within the fight. The southpaw style wasn't working at all. When he went more orthodox, it worked in his favor. He had a little bit more success. He should have stayed orthodox. But other than that, there's also reports that Canelo is set to face Triple G in a trilogy, or Demetrius Andrade, who's another guy that has the belt, and which Canelo can unify all the belts in the middleweight division on September 14th. So once again, Canelo is showing you that he wants the best fights. He's not ducking dudes. He's not cherry picking. He wants the best fights. He want to fight the best. All right. He wants to be a fan favorite, and at the same time doing what he has to do to be known as the best boxer pound for pound in the country. This is why I like Canelo. This is why I respect Canelo. I don't respect duck artists. I don't respect the politics of the game. I respect guys that want to fight. Because at the end of the day, this is boxing. Not slow dance, not prom dance, not cha-cha slide, not electric slide, but punching, boxing. That's what it is. So he's a true warrior, and that's my thoughts, my quick thoughts on this Canelo and Jacobs fight. But, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the first half of the show. We'll be back in the next 5 minutes for hour number 2, as my guests will be on the show, and we're going to be diving into some pop culture, sports, politics, and many more. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the season finale. 607-753-4819 is the request line. Once again, 607-753-4819 is the request line. Come on, call it up. Central New York. Classics, classics, classics. That's all I gotta say. Classic, classic, classic. But anyway, we all back on the Real Leel show right now with my 2 usual guests that we normally have on this show. It's a pleasure to have y'all back here on this nice Monday night.
Nah, it's beautiful. I was just walking here and like everybody's out right now. They about to go out. Everyone's about to go out right now.
Where everybody about to go?
To the bars, tacos. It's Monday.
Monday Taco Mondays.
Monday.
So
I'm about to go to bars too.
So, you know.
Yo, we out, bro. What's up?
You know, we on the airways right now. Y'all can, you feel me? I don't nobody know my location, you know? It's a Real Leel, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy how like time is flying.
Mm-hmm.
This is the season finale.
Yeah.
It felt like I've been here for a minute, but it felt like it went by fast at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's just like we talked about a lot. Like I have a clip so when this video dropped, I have like a whole 6-minute clip of like a lot that we discussed from everything. And like I said, it's been a pleasure. It's been a good ride, and to me it's time to just cap everything off nicely. I have 18 topics in general. 18 for the season finale. Ladies and gentlemen, Real Leel gotta do it for the one time. You know what I'm saying? Season finale. I got the squad in here. I mean, we gotta do it. But before we get to the topics, we have somebody that's gonna be graduating. In a couple weeks. And I wanna know, you know, what's going through your mind right now as you prepare to move on with your life, any opportunities that you got coming your way, any plans, and everything.
Alright, so I am nervous. It's number one. I'm not about to lie to y'all. I'm really nervous. I don't know what's about to happen after summertime. Like, I'm not going to be packing to come to football camp. I'm going to be packing to come to school, like, because I don't really plan on, like, going straight to grad school. I plan on, like, taking some time off because school was really stressful. The thing is, I don't care what anyone says. School is not for everyone. I don't care. Like, down from kindergarten to, like, college, it is not for everyone. I do not care. Like, I feel like it's just impossible to force someone to believe that this is what you have to do in life to be successful. Like, How do you? I didn't even know how the world even like told us to do that.
I think that's you actually bring up a great point. I actually think that's a excellent type of topic. Just I see a lot of people that's making millions, as billionaires, with no education.
With no education, and the thing is, what is really education? Like, because do they really educate us?
No.
What they teaching us in school?
Basically, everybody is doing what they got to do to graduate.
Exactly.
They taking notes to take the notes before the professor switched the lecture.
Exactly.
Slide. Like, it's no, honestly.
And I'm not even knocking down people that actually enjoy school, because people actually enjoy it and like they think this is fun. It's cool, but it's not for everyone.
Exactly. We taught ourselves more. Like, I know I taught myself more.
Facebook taught me more than college, to be real honest.
Yeah.
Basically.
Like, I'm reading articles on top of articles, and I'm like, yo, I got history tomorrow, and I know I'm not learning this tomorrow. You feel me? Like, it's just like, especially like with all the TEs and like the whole, you got to take this class, you have to take this class, you have to take this class for this piece of paper to determine your future. What? Come on.
And it doesn't even do a good job of determining your future. You got a lot of people out here with bachelor's degrees, and now that's the norm, that it's not good enough. It's looked down on as a high school diploma equivalency, which to me is beyond ridiculous. But that's just how it is. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. People are saying that you gotta be go to law school now, graduate school.
Okay, law school.
See, this is where
school,
we're not doing that. It's not, no.
That's just how it is. But at the same time, there is something to be said about the college. I think college is more of a networking base.
Yes.
Than it is an education base.
Nice.
Especially if you use it right. Like, if you use your time right and you connect with people, it's all about networking, who you know, because at the end that's what it is. It's who you know, not what you know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, college is cool. Like, I met a lot of cool people, and like I feel like in college you meet a lot of different people. So like you meet like the artsy people, and then like the fashion people, and it's just like the sports people. It's just like there's just so many people that you meet, and it's just like, you know what? And then you create these special like connections and like relationships where it's just like I could leave college and be like, damn, I'm trying to go to like a fashion show. I'm gonna hit up Gino or something, like, because I want to go.
Yo,
fashion.
Gino!
Yeah, like, I'm trying to go to this football show. I mean, football, like game. Like, I'm gonna hit up the pros on the football team. Like, like it's so much, and it's just like, I honestly love that about like that's my favorite part of college. Like, my favorite part of college was the relationship that I had with all of these people.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing I'm gonna miss, and that's why I just like when people are like, oh my god, are you gonna miss it? Of course I'm gonna miss it. Duh. Like, in the real world, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be people that you meet, but it's just like in college it's different. Like, we are becoming someone in college. Like, we're all experiencing each other become someone. So like through the fights, through like the ups and downs, like I feel like we see our college friends at our lowest.
Yeah, we do.
Like, I feel like I don't even see like my best friends from back home like at their lowest. Like, I see like my college friends because we're both struggling together. Like, and I feel like they say, oh, college friends are like your lifelong friends. Yup, I believe that. That's one thing I strongly believe.
And it also depends on if you have those friends, if you meet those friends. Because at the same time, I would say my best friends and my source of friends, which is few, is from high school.
Really?
Still to this day, yeah, it's from high school. I mean, I met people that I'm cool with here.
Yeah.
I met people that I'm networking, so I'm associated with people, and sometimes I hang out with these people. But I won't say they're all like my ride or die type of friends that I met here. That's more from high school, and there's not a lot of people from high school. It's just the one or two that I kept in touch with. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean I'm a loner or like I don't talk to nobody. I still navigate through the system. I still hang out with people. I still talk with people. But as far as like friends, like, friends, that's more like, from back home. But at the same time, it works for everybody differently at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, we all going through the same issues regardless. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not we friends or enemies. At the end of the day, I got to graduate, you got to graduate. So we might as well get it done together.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
It's a fact. Like, it's just, I don't know, like, not seeing the same people every day anymore for 4 years straight it's gonna be weird, because like with high school it was different. Like, I went to school, I woke up with my mom, go to school, see you, come back. I lived with these people. Like, you feel me? Like, it's just I don't know. I don't know. I'm very like touchy and emotional when I talk about college friends because it's just I don't know. It's just different. But I mean, I'm happy though. I'm happy that I made it. Like
Yeah,
you know, all
that's the most
all
important
the odds
thing.
were against me. You know, I'm like, people didn't think I was gonna make it, but I made it. I made it. Like college was hard for me.
Yeah,
I was one of those people that I don't think that we need college.
trust
I
me.
don't think we need it.
If it wasn't for radio, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, Central New York. That's why y'all listening in the car. You know, if it wasn't for radio, I won't be in college.
If it wasn't for football, I wouldn't be in college.
I wouldn't be in college. I'd
If
have
it
been
wasn't
like,
for sports, I would not be here.
I say those stuff like this, like football and radio,
Like
it,
the little clubs and
the
stuff.
little
like
clubs, like you
people
know, even the
don't
clubs that you're a
appreciate
part
it.
of, like it kept us grounded. It kept us occupied. It made us motivated to like, all right, I want to finish now. Like I want to make sure I get this degree so I can, you know, find my endeavors or go with my endeavors that I got right now.
Mhm.
So that's what it is. But do you have like any plans? Are you doing anything in the summer as far as traveling? Number one, and or internships, jobs you looking at right now?
All right. Summertime, I might just be doing me. I mean, I have like a back home job. Like I work with like Nike. Like I didn't realize that I was an ambassador for Nike as soon as I got there. I'm like, oh, this is what we're doing. All right. And I've been working for them since like my freshman year. And it just gradually like, you know, got up there. I plan on reaching out to like D1 schools. I mean, I already have like Northern Illinois like almost secured. Like I've been talking to the Northern Illinois coach, so that's about to happen. If not, I might just be chilling in the city. No, I lied. I want to leave. I'm lying. Like I know I want to leave. Like I know I want to. Like once August hits, like once school starts, I know I want to be at a D1 school doing football, like interning for a football operations job. But other than that, I'm chilling. Like I'm not worried about like school. Like gotta worry about paying these loans. Cause you know after graduation, boom, it's hitting right there.
Yeah, Jones come that the loans actually come to your doorbell ringing.
Yeah,
like, literally like.
No, yeah,
ding,
it waits.
ding.
It waits. May 18th.
Yeah, exactly.
It's there.
Facts.
But I mean, I'm gonna just be chilling.
Like it's almost like they hand the diploma and the loans at the same
No,
time.
yeah,
when
they
you
actually,
when you
yeah.
cross the change.
I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah. Like here you go,
Yeah.
sir. You know, damn, can I celebrate, please? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Like,
I
can I
gotta-
just at least pop the champagne?
Exactly.
Just drink it, and then you can give it to me. Like,
Exactly.
come on.
Facts.
But I mean, yeah, like it's just nerve wracking because like next week Saturday I'm graduating. Like I'm walking across the stage. Like I'm done with Cortland.
Yeah,
Next week.
that's that.
It doesn't feel real at all. It's scary. Cause just like honestly, like I feel like probably I'm probably dragging it, but like I already my whole life I just knew school. What happens after school? Boom,
Yeah.
bills. Boom, life. Boom, job. I'm like,
It
wait,
all
hold
hits
on,
you. It
hold
all
on,
hits you.
wait.
Yep.
Like,
Yup.
can I break? There's no break. We don't get breaks
Nah.
here. Like, no. Like,
Life, you don't get a break in life until you retire,
know what I'm
and then by the time you
saying?
retire,
This is
you know,
real.
obviously you want to live as long as you possibly can. But by the time you retire, it's something else to worry about after you retire.
Exactly.
My leg, you wake up in the morning, you tear something. It's just like, damn, life, please.
Yeah,
Can I be
I'm
like one of
wait,
these
hold
kings
up,
and
let me
queens?
breathe. Like, can I wait? Hold up.
Can
Is
I
there
be
fun?
Exactly.
Like, does this come with fun? I like having
And
fun.
that's why in life, I feel like you have to find what is fun for you, what you love doing, and go by that and make that your source of joy. Like radio and family, right? Those two things combined is my source of joy. So that's why I can be able to be stressed out in college, to the point where my mood is messed up. I'm stressed out. I'm looking at the wall at 3 o'clock in the morning. But at the same time, I'm here in the studio and I'm having so much fun, and it just blurs out all those other issues and stuff like
That's
that.
a fact.
That's just how it is. You gotta
Finding your
find them.
passion,
Yeah.
yo. And I'm glad I did, because some people still don't find it
Yeah, some people
after
still
college.
Exactly. Some people are still searching for it. So the fact of the matter is that you found it. You about to graduate. You about to pursue it. I mean, at the end of the day, gotta be thankful for that.
Yeah, I am. I'm just thankful that like I did it on time. Like I didn't want to drag it. Like I do not like school, period. So it's just like having to like struggle and then struggle even more because I was struggling before. It's just like, whoa, like I'd rather struggle but still succeed at the end, because it's just a lot of struggling and like stressing, and I don't have time for that.
And the story, to me, the story feels more better when you struggle and succeed than when you just like just was easy for you.
Yeah.
That's how. It
Yeah, I
feels.
feel like I have like a testimony. Like,
Yeah, basically,
so
that's
many
how.
stories with professors. All my professors know me.
That's what's up.
Every single one of them from freshman year.
That's what's up.
I still see professors from freshman year and I say hi to them. Because you had no choice to know me. Like,
Yeah,
I needed a good grade. So, I was going to be annoying you at 24/7. Like,
exactly. That's a good thing. But I think it's about that time we get into these pop culture topics because we got a lot. And the longer we wait, it's probably gonna be like 11 at nighttime. So
oh no.
it's time. I know people got some places to go, so it's about time we get right into it. Hour number 2 of the Real Leel Show starts right now. So I'm gonna start off with this topic right now. There was a young football player by the name of Jalen McKenzie, 8th grade football player. He had offers from Missouri University, Illinois University, and was on Sports Illustrated in 2018. But unfortunately, his brother was shot and killed this past Saturday at a night party. So, to go by the information, the incident happened around 11:40 on Saturday p.m. Near Illinois, I believe, the Illinois-Missouri border. There was a fight that broke out, and Jalen walked outside to leave the party, and a stray bullet hit him. Him and a 15-year-old girl was taken to the hospital, and that girl's in critical condition. So the mother, finding out her son passed away, started screaming and praying, "Lord, please don't let them take my baby." Jalen wanted to become a pro star playing for the Rams or the Chargers. Yeah, basically that's what it is. So my thoughts on this real quick before I feed off of y'all feedback is just like, you never want to wish death upon nobody. You never want nobody to lose their life. But it seems like it's just like almost like, damn, when a person has a lot of potential and had a career almost set. Because he had, this is an 8th grader with scholarship offers in college. Like for college right now. The University of Missouri and Illinois. This guy didn't even reach high school yet. Talented guy. Was never home on weekends. He barely went to parties because his mom said they will be going on football related events on weekends. So it's almost like the moment that he did decide to have a little fun, Obviously, I'm not going to chastise this guy for being at a party. At the end of the day, this brother worked hard, and it was a night where he wanted to express, enjoy life. And this is what happened. A bullet that's not meant for him just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. To me, it's just sad. What y'all thoughts on this?
oh no. 8th grade. Come on, like, what are we doing? And like, it's not gonna get better. I just.
It's a lot.
It is a lot to like process right now because there's so much going on.
It's a lot going on right now, like with everything just happening. It's like I don't want to say you get numb to these situations, but you kind of do get numb to these situations.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been numb
That's
since
true.
young.
And the thing about it is, I'm tired of being numb because it's just like I shouldn't have to be accustomed to this, and it shouldn't have to be our new norm.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's sad. It's like, it's just like, it reminds me of, the movie, Boys in the Hood. Like, it just reminds
I'm
me
going
of
to talk
that.
about that too, because John
Yeah.
Singletary, definitely going to talk about that later on.
So it's just like, it reminds me of that. Like, all they want to do is just make it out. All they want to do is just be great. All they want to do is just, live their life the way they want to live their life. But then it's just like, other people want to decide what they want for your life. And that's when life just becomes unfair. Where it's just like, you don't necessarily have that control because it could be in the power of anybody's hands. And for a straight bullet, that wasn't meant for him to, just definitely hit him. It's just crazy.
I mean, you brought up an excellent point that's like flat on the money, and you definitely going to dive more into that point later on as we're going to talk about John Singletary, who passed away. But that's an excellent point, Boys in the Hood. I remember the football player Ricky, who had scholarship offers to go to play football in college, had to pass a SAT exam,
He passed
and he
it.
passed it, but he got shot later that day.
He got shot that day, but they later found out.
Later found out, yeah.
That he passed there.
So it's stuff like that. Like people, there's some people that's fortunate that make it out the hood, and there's some people that don't make it out the hood, and you know they have a lot of potential, and it's just like, damn, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of boys. There was another boy, I don't remember this guy's name. This happened a couple years ago, but I know he was he went to Ithaca, and he was at a party, and he had a lot of potential. I forgot his major and all that, but they said this boy was made up to be bright, and he got stabbed at an off-campus party.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was last year.
Yeah, it wasn't too far. I think it was like maybe 2 years ago. It could have been last year.
I was in Cortland when that happened.
Yeah.
I remember.
So it's stuff like that, and then it's just like, wow, like just wow. And a mother, that's another mother losing her child, and you know, it's just like it makes me understand how my mom felt, because there be times when my mom don't want me going anywhere, even as old as I am, because she knows that there could be danger. You know, me being her only son, it's just like, yo, yeah, I want, you know, I know he's older now and he has to enjoy and experience life and be his own man, but at the same time, you know, would you rather convince him to stay home or allow him to go and something happens and then you don't see your son again? Yeah. So it's just like, you know, there's stuff like that. This actually helps me understand why my mom may feel the way how she feel about me doing certain things.
Yeah, I feel like the more we get older, we tend to understand more.
Oh yeah.
And I understand a lot, and that's why I'm not a fan of going to parties in the city.
Oh, me neither. I'm home. I am.
House parties, my mom hated that word. Like, house parties and who project building? What do you mean house parties? It's like, it's only one exit out that thing. So what do you mean there's a house party? So I was never a fan of it, and I definitely would call myself a house body, you know, a homebody, because like I just feel like, yes, like anything can happen, but like I know that I'm a little safer in my house. So I just like to stay home. Only thing I really do is just go to the city, you know, go, you know, Madison Square Garden, you know, hang out with the friends, catch some dinner at Chili's or something. Like, just something small like that. Like, I'm not the hugest fan of house parties in the city, or just parties in the city, period. Yeah. Because when you're enjoying a night, somebody else isn't. You know, like, somebody is not enjoying that night as you're enjoying that night. And it always got to be a fight. And it's just like, as soon as you see a fight, you just be like, time to go. Like, you just throw up the deuces.
Yeah,
I'll catch y'all later. I'm going to wait for Uber at this store, which is far away from the fight. Like, you know, so.
Yeah, Uber be stopping, like, telling you to walk and meet them. Like, Uber, you don't get your behind over
Uber
there.
told me to walk around the block.
I'm like, yo,
around
exactly.
the block. Uber, you couldn't turn the corner. Yo. Like, what is the point of all of that? Like,
now they doing this whole thing that they trying to be on route or whatever. But you know, that's besides the topic.
But you know, I remember freshman year there was a party that my classmate had, and the party was supposed to be in Brownsville. I was like, ha! You must be out your mind. I ain't going to no daggone Brownsville for no daggone party. Shoot, if somebody do a surprise party for me in Brownsville, I won't be at my own surprise party. I'm not going to Brownsville. Please. I mean, that's just... I'll be scared walking through the Ville sometimes.
No offense to whoever lives in the Ville.
Nah, I respect people from the Ville, but at the end of the day, man, it be crazy over there. I'll be shook when I be over there. I don't even like driving through the Ville, to be honest with you.
Me neither.
They be just looking at you like you crazy.
Facts.
They be knowing you not from the Ville. They just be
like, who are you?
Yeah. Facts. But this reminds me of another situation, because this something similar happened to this, to this type of situation, 2 weeks ago actually. Corey Ballantyne, he was a Giants rookie that got drafted that night a few weeks ago and got shot at an off-campus party the same night that he got drafted to the NFL. His injury wasn't fatal, but his friend, who was also his teammate, his injury was fatal. He ended up dying. So
you said his friend that was his teammate?
Yeah, that was at the off-campus party with him in Kansas, got killed. So it's just like, you know, damn, like there's a lot of stuff going on. It's just like, you know, could people have fun?
No.
Without, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to chastise his brother. Maybe he wanted to celebrate that he got drafted. Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, people have the right to celebrate. It seems like you have no rights as of late. you know. But that's another topic for another day. But you know, should have the right to celebrate, right? You know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, stuff like this happens.
What they need to do is make some gun laws, because it seems as if the laws not tight enough.
And you know what's crazy? Anytime that a situation happens, and then we as people talk about the next move to combat that situation and prevent that situation from happening, it becomes a new situation, because it's like, okay, we allow certain things, and that might happen, that might happen, and that might affect this, and that might affect that. It's like, damn, like,
This world's just not it. It's it, but we not making it it.
honestly, this world is playing tag, and I'm it. Like, to be honest with you.
It's honestly just becoming too much. Like, you can't have fun anymore. Like I said, like, if you're enjoying your night, somebody in that same vicinity is not having the same fun as you, which is like horrible, because it's just like, come on, bro. Like
Why are you coming outside the crib and you upset?
yeah. Like,
Exactly.
Why are
and
you
then-
still here
Exactly.
and you're upset? Like, why don't you just leave and like not?
Do something more productive.
Yeah, like
if
don't
you
be
upset.
upset and you see other people having
Exactly.
fun. Like
they be really coming with a whole motive. Like, yo, if I see that blase blah 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 blah, like, I'm getting him tonight, and it's just like, hold on, do that on your own time.
I feel like people have so much anger in them
they do.
that
I think
once you say something or that triggers them, they just let it out. Like, they just have so much anger in them.
I feel like black people have a lot of anger built
Oh,
inside. from
yeah,
birth.
trust me. I know that. And I think it's because it's traumatizing.
It
It's
is.
traumatizing from something
And
called, slavery.
And then it just passes down generation. We are upset, and then the more I find out about slavery, the more I get upset.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me. There's certain
Yeah.
things
Like,
that I found
imagine-
out recently
So like
about slavery that I didn't know.
exactly, like imagine how especially us, like our generation, like imagine how we feel. We in this world, we chilling, and they gonna tell us how our ancestors like used to be. What? Tell me, I'm living an okay life, like
Yeah.
I'm able to go down the block, down to the coffee shop, and not get spit at in my face because I'm black. Like, you feel me? Like, we have a lot of freedom. So it's just like me to find out we didn't have this. What?
I mean,
Because of the color of our skin. What?
Bill Duke
Oh,
said
now
it
I'm
right.
angry.
Bill,
Like,
and
now
that's
I'm
why I keep telling people, that don't judge, for those people that are not racist, right? That are not black but not racist at the same time. Don't judge us in a way like, oh, why these cats have to act like this in a certain situation. You don't know what it is to be black.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know what it is, right? In which your ancestors,
To find out way more and
to
more
find
and
out
more.
that your ancestors will barbecue dinner. Literally. They were barbecues. Bill
It's
Duke
not funny, but-
Bill Duke said it. They were having, Negro barbecues. So, yeah, you used to go on a barbecue, right? You know what a barbecue is. You go to a barbecue. Hey, cousin. But they had a barbecue with us. I mean, come on. I don't mean to get that graphic in here, but guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's a daggone truth. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
And it's just really getting. I'm getting tired. I'm growing tired.
Yo,
I'm at the point where like social media is like making me drain.
This
Classes
whole world is
making
training.
me- It's like I'll go to class and it's just like I just get angrier and angrier, and it's just like I don't even. And it's just like you want to talk about it, but nobody know how to talk about it, and nobody wants to talk about it. So it's just like,
it's like you're sitting and the elephant is so big that it's just like
first of all, he's sitting between all of us right now. We acting like we over here talking between his legs.
we
and-
like yo.
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 Like, we talking all around this elephant, and we're not addressing the fact that it's in the room.
And there's no
bruh.
space in the room, and we still like be tolerating it.
Like, the room got a capacity. It's this 1-ton elephant in this room, and you sitting here acting like
It's
this
not
is-
here. Acting like
exactly.
we can breathe. Look, acting like we can
Like, you got the elephant in here. The elephant is in this room
it's
right
just like
now.
I'm tired of like trying to have these conversations, and I feel like a brick wall. Like, it's just talking to a brick wall. And
Nah,
trying
you got
to
the
go
elephant.
nowhere.
That's just what it is. The elephant is in the room, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's just what it is. But it's just like, damn. That's what it is. Like Kendrick album, simply just damn.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
But-
what, yeah.
Moving on to this next controversial topic. There was an Olympics. Damn. So the Olympics is set to ban this South African athlete named Caster Semenya. Excuse me if I said her name wrong. One of the world's greatest female middle distance runners of her time. But they seem, so there's a lot of controversy going on. So they set to ban her because of her above testosterone levels. She didn't say nothing. It was just simply how she was born.
Is she? Okay, go ahead.
So
Sorry.
yeah, she didn't say nothing. It's simply how she was born. So it's just like, damn, like, to me this is.
That's another damn moment.
It's like,
Haters.
what's going on?
They're just hating on us. It's fine.
That's what I'm saying. It have to be because, you know,
I'm flattered that you.
if she
guys
was
have to
losing, I don't
disqualify
think.
us because we're great. All right.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack with this. I'm trying to get it all together in my mind right now before I start saying stuff. But it's just like, you know,
Like even when you read it, you're like, what?
I'm
like,
confused.
Every word, what? Like, what are you
So
saying?
confused
so
right
like
now.
basically to, you know, for everybody, you know, on
Wait,
YouTube.
so all right, let me clarify
Yeah.
it. Like in my understanding, so basically they disqualified her from running because she has high testosterone levels.
Yeah,
So how do they find out these testosterone levels? Anyway?
I guess
Like,
they
sit here
do
running tests?
testing.
Okay, to test if they have like steroids in their body or something like
I
that.
guess just like just regular testing or whatever, and then basically what the issue is that she's built more of her testosterone levels is high, so she's more physically built,
Mm-hmm.
but she never took nothing. It's just how she was genetically
Yeah.
born.
And that's how, like, and that's like sometimes what occurs in some women, like they have high testosterone levels, which causes like hormonal imbalance and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like as women, we go through a lot,
Mhm.
especially Black women, we go through a lot. So just because like, oh yeah, like genetically, that's just how she is. That's not her fault. Like she didn't ask to be
Great.
Like, that's why I'm like confused because it's
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
bro.
And for the other people, because there are a lot of people complaining because she's winning, for the other races out there that's complaining, get better. That's just basically what it is. Get better. If you have to sit there and complain,
motivation.
she should be your motivation
Why
to
do
get
you
better
have to delete
and run.
her to make you look good? What hater?
If you
Call them
can't run,
haters.
then you shouldn't be racing. Or just
Yeah.
accept the fact that you second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever place you is.
Honestly, just take your trophy and go sit down. Not like
It's
go
not that
sit down,
serious.
but like go take your trophy
So
and
now-
try again next year.
Now they trying to give her medicine to like lower those testosterone levels so she could be able to
So now
play.
you want to?
But she's not with that.
No.
Yeah.
I am not about to mess up my body because people think that I'm too great. No.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
So
I really hope she don't take the medicine.
yeah,
too.
me
You
either.
said,
Don't
you
put
said
that
she
in your
said
mind.
no, right?
Yeah, she said Semenya was saying she's not gonna do that. She's not with that.
She better not.
And no other human can stop me from running.
Honestly,
That's basically what she said.
100%.
she shouldn't do it because these medicines be messing with one thing and mess up something totally different
Exactly.
in the body. So don't
That's a
even
whole
do
nother
it.
topic too.
Yeah, that's a whole nother medical topic for another day.
You know, yeah, and it's just like this girl has been kicking. Hold on, let me make sure you're allowed to say that word in here.
You can't. I mean,
It's not. I don't know. Is it? Is it?
It-
Well, this girl has been doing damage. All right, in the sport for a minute. She won 30 straight 800-meter races recently. She just won another one, and it's basically her final time that she can hit the track before the IAAF implements its new discriminatory regulations governing her testosterone levels.
Yeah.
that is wicked.
So
So wait, what? So Usain Bolt, what's up?
Sorry.
Like he was strong and fast.
Okay.
Is it because he's a man, a black man?
So basically what they're saying is it just goes to, it's good that you brought that up actually, because it's just basically going to say that women is just not as strong as men and they can't be as strong as men.
Okay, so
It's a crime to be as strong as men.
this is another thing I want to bring up. I don't know if this is gonna be too off topic, but like of course, like like I don't want to stir nothing up, like, you know, too bad. But like in the sense, I've been seeing like people talking about how like now they have like, you know, transgender women running in.
Oh, I was gonna bring that up in there.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
I
so
know.
it's just like, and some of them been winning.
It's not fair.
that's not fair. I don't
And
think
a lot of people have been saying it's not fair. So I'm just like, in this situation,
It's
a
definitely not
woman
fair.
That's-
that's born a woman that has high testosterone
Exactly.
levels is getting a black woman. I'm trying to make that clear. A black woman that has high testosterone levels and is getting disqualified because of her high testosterone levels. But you have, you know, transgender women that's in the, you know, that's in track and field and running in these races, and they are winning and taking home trophies. And I know one of my friends, like, she got upset because she's like, I work hard in the gym, like, and I do all of this and I put all my energy and time into this, and for somebody else that's, you know, for somebody a part of the, you know, I don't want to say that because, you know, anybody of the LGBTQ community can do anything. But like
they
a
got all the power.
transgender,
They got all the power. You try to say
yeah.
something about them guys will be at this radio booth right now.
yeah, that's why I said I didn't want to stamp nothing. But then it's
Nah,
just
but
like,
that's a good point that you brought
like
it up.
it's just like it's a little confusing. Like, and I don't want to throw like race in it, but I do because like the ones that like
You have to.
the transgender women that I've been seeing winning have been white women.
I would say this, and I'm glad you brought that up because I was gonna bring that up anyway if you didn't bring it up. So y'all on the roll right now because I was gonna bring that up anyway. But listen, if she, you know, I'm talking about Semenya here. If she, and I don't know if I'm saying her name right, so forgive me if I am. But with her, she was born that way.
Yeah.
She should be able to play because she was born that way. When it comes to transgender, because you call yourself a man or a woman, doesn't mean you should be able to compete in those type of sports because it's unfair. If you have a girl that is a guy or whatever it is, vice versa, that's unfair because you're naturally what you are. You just call yourself something differently.
But
So,
some of them
yeah.
go through the, like some of them go through the transition. So that's why I'm like,
I mean, to
some
me,
of them will take estrogen, but then they have like a combination of estrogen and testosterone in their body now because they're going through like the hormonal hormonal change like within their body. So that's why I get confused about this topic.
I don't know. I just
So-
think men should play with men, women should play with women.
Yeah.
Not want to play with wannabes. A man, if you, I mean, whatever you do in your life, that's up to you. You know what I'm saying? And you should have other rights, no matter who you are or what you want to be. You should have your set of rights. But when it comes to sports where it's competitive, you can receive a competitive edge. You know, and that's a whole different story. It's almost saying that, you know, guys in boxing or MMA, which we see a lot of, can take steroids because, you know, that's their bodies is different. So they can be allowed to take steroids to get them a competitive advantage. That's basically what is an advantage. You know what I'm saying? So anything that's an advantage is unfair to the opposition who's working hard, who's out there grinding every day, sun up to sundown, but simply can't beat a person that they playing because that person is not who that person. It's harder for me to say because I don't want to come disrespectful. So, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. But in this case with this girl, she was born that way. So to me, she should be able to play the sport that she loved because she was born that way. How are you giving this girl medication to lower herself down? To me, that's just saying that, you know, what is that saying? Like that's to be honest with you, that's not human rights right there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I just don't feel like they should give her medicine for it because it's just like, bro, like she was fine all through middle school, high school, college. Like, I don't know, like it's a problem now because like somebody lost. Like, there's gonna be winners, there's gonna be losers. Like, you just have to get over it. That's life, you know. I don't want to keep saying that's life, but that's life. Like, you're gonna sometimes catch W's, and sometimes you're just gonna catch some L's. Just take your L calmly and try again.
Exactly. And work harder. And, you know, listen, the L's that I took in my life is how I started catching little W's, to be honest with you. It wouldn't be no W's if it wasn't for my L's. So
Think about it, 2 L's create a W.
exactly.
Wow.
Hey.
You know,
Hey, you
you know,
gotta
like
finesse.
2 L's catch, you know,
You
2
gotta
L's make a
finesse.
W. So, You know, you gotta catch some L's so
And
it
make
could
them into
eventually, you know, turn into some W's, turn into wins out here. You know, so like that's the thing. Like certain people don't know how to take a loss, and you're gonna have to learn how to. Life is full of you know
losses.
wins
Yeah,
and losses.
losses.
And sometimes I don't like to call them loss. You know, I was like at this audition and it was just like, yo, like sometimes it's not a loss, it's a lesson. So you know, don't take it as a loss. Sometimes take these things as lessons if you have to.
And the director of the United Nations Human Rights said that women with intersex variations have the same right to dignity and control over their bodies as other women do, and I totally agree. You know, everybody have the right to dignity and control over their bodies.
They do.
Like, that's just what it is. So we want to talk about unfair advantage, right? Let's talk about the unfair advantage that white people have here in America. If we really want to talk about unfair advantage, okay? So we can talk. That's another topic. But I'm just wanting to bring that up, all right? Since things are unfair, we can talk about unfairness, all right? We can take that route if we want to take that route. Cause trust me, we know what unfair is.
I know you can take that route.
All right, we talk about 400 years of a race that somebody already started, and we now starting. Huh? Think you could come back from that race? It's gonna take a lot of time. All right, not even a tortoise could do that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I got to say about that. So to be honest with you, they gotta stop treating this woman, because to me they treating this woman like she a creature.
Yeah, like she's like some animal.
She's an animal, like some type of human mixed with animal DNA or something. Like that's basically what they doing. They dehumanizing this woman.
Yeah.
This is another form of dehumanizing. Saying, yo, don't be yourself. Take this medicine. Lower your body, lower your testosterone down.
So
Change the way you are.
Like,
Be
what
normal.
is normal?
There's no normal.
Come on, man.
There's
Like,
not a single normal. I
that-
don't even know what to call normal, because I don't think there's such thing as normal.
That's crazy. That's just how it is. That's just what it is, ladies and gentlemen. But 607-753-4819 is the request line. Once again, 607-753-4819 is the request line to call. Let me know how you feel about this particular situation and other topics that we talked about so far. And when we come back for commercial, I want to dive into another controversial topics. But this time it's not as sad. You know, it's basically a topic. You know, it's not as depressing. It's, should college athletes be paid? I think it's about time we had that discussion.
Yeah, he's 6 years old.
That's what's up.
I was just about to turn 11.
Should college athletes be paid? Is the next topic right now here on the Real Leel Show. So this is a debatable topic right here. Obviously, we hear this topic a lot. And me and Kenny C, my other co-host, we was on In the Huddle on Thursday, and we debated this topic. So I was like, you know what? This is a topic that we should bring up on this show, especially dealing with both of y'all. I know you work with football players, so this is a perfect time to bring up this topic to hear from you, your perspective, and my perspective, obviously. And so last week was very interesting, right? Because we both came from, you know, thoughts where we said, all right, this is why it could happen and why it should happen. And then we also found thoughts where, like, this is why it can't happen. So, starting with you, can you please explain to the Central New Yorkers and the people that's gonna be listening when this video drop, and whatever people listening on the stream, in the car, coming from the bar, whatever it is, should college athletes be paid? In all honesty.
In all honesty, knowing how much the coaches get, they could get a little something.
Like a little something.
A little something. We're not talking no salary, because you're still in school. That's the thing. Like, this topic is so, like, it's so great, because just, like, learning the business side of it, because my sport management classes, we learn about stuff like in sport law. I actually learned about that topic. Like, that topic is actually banned because so many people actually come up with that topic. Like, should they get paid? Knowing the business side aspect of it is, if they get paid, they're not a student athlete anymore. Like you're not considered a student athlete anymore. You're considered, what is it called?
A professional or something.
Yeah, like you're like, because you have to go through like contracts and stuff. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it sucks because like these coaches get bread.
Yes, they do.
so
They get a
much
boat on top of that. They get a
bread.
nice yacht.
They get everything, and like I don't think these players really get anything but just opportunities. Like, okay, and then I mean they do get free housing. Well, they get free housing and free books or something. They get something, but it's just like the amount of money that these coaches get. There is no way these players can't get anything. You know, like a little something. Like, and I'm not even saying they should get like 20K a month or something, like something, little something, because all that bread, their talent, because this thing, like, the money comes from their talent, their blood, their sweat, their tears, their everything. So can they get a little something other than, you know, the little fame and like the little, no, like, because at the end of the day, we need money to survive in this world. If we ain't got no money, we kind of not surviving, period. Like, I don't know. It's a really touchy subject, but I honestly think they should get a little something, only because of the fact that these coaches get so much money off of their talent and they do nothing but just guide them.
Let me hear what you got to say.
Guide.
I honestly, okay, I do agree with Jen because I do feel like they should get something, and it's mainly because I seen this video in my Spike Lee class because we just got finished watching He Got Game, and my professor showed the video, and it was like with the NCAA, and they were just talking about how much the coaches get paid, and some coach at like some D1 school. First of all, they D1 gym is bomb. Like I forgot what school it was, but they gym was bomb, and one coach just signed like a $37 million contract for like 6 years, and then I was watching the video, and it was like half of these football players come from a background where some of them don't even have food to eat when they go back to their room. And then when they go back home, things is tough. So you're telling me I'm putting all this time and energy and I still got to go back home and my mama's still struggling to keep the lights on back at home. So it's just like they got to worry about so much how it's like, okay, like I'm also doing like a project on this where it's just like it's so much stress within like a college athlete because it's just like they got to worry about school, they got to worry about athletics, and then it's just like their personal life. Like some of them don't even know if lights is going to get turned off with their mama and their little sister and whatever the case may be. So it's just like they sitting out here like going crazy in the gym, going crazy on game day, and they ain't getting nothing. Like that's why I feel like they should get something, because it's just like half of them don't even like know like what can go wrong back at home, but they here at school like worrying about like, okay, I gotta be good for game day, and if I'm not good, my coach is gonna yell at me. Mind you, he's yelling at you and still getting paid $37 million.
That's what I'm saying. Like if the coaches weren't getting so much bread, it would have been like,
yeah.
But you're getting above $1 million.
Yeah, some of them
Double-digit millions, and you're getting nothing. No, that's not fair. I don't like that. That's not fair.
Yes.
I know how it is for football players, to be honest with you, because I had roommates freshman year and last year that were football players, and I can sit here
On the
honestly.
team, Cortland football.
Freshman year when I was at my old school and one in Cortland last year, so I know how it is, you know, with them. I remember especially freshman year. Shout out to Q, Quasim Butcher. He's from Philly. I know how hard he used to work. I don't know how he used to do it. Every times in the morning, this guy had to wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, go to the meeting, then go to class after the meeting, then have to go after his class was over, had to go to practice, and that goes on regularly.
Yeah.
So I know how hard it is being a football player, and you know, once again, my respect goes out to all the football players out there that, you know, just doing what they love to do, and at the same time trying to find a balance of education and playing football. Now, with that being said, there is a lot of compelling arguments for them getting paid, and I do hear both of y'all arguments, and I totally agree with y'all. My thing here is, though, and I don't want to play devil's advocate, but my thing here is, though, about this being paid, is I feel like it brings a lot of more issues. Like how I brought up earlier in the show when we was talking about a particular topic, and you thought about a solution. That solution is going to become another problem.
Yeah.
And it's gonna bring more problems.
Yeah.
With this, I feel like if we do pay these guys, it's gonna be more issues, and those issues is gonna be how much. And then also we have to realize, and also we have to realize in college there's a lot of corruption going on right now in the NCAA. Right now, there's somebody that just got busted Arizona paid DeAndre Ayton, a guy that plays for the Suns right now, the Phoenix Suns. But when he was on Arizona, he got paid $10K a month for his college career playing in Arizona. And there's also sources from Stephen A. Smith that he bragged about getting paid amongst his peers. So it's stuff like that, you know, the culture of a college campus.
Yeah.
When you have guys that's out here making money, and you know, just the culture of a college campus with that going on, and then the question becomes how much people get paid, and then in recruiting, you know, the corruption is still going to continue. People think that because they sliding money under the rug, that once the rule that college players can be paid is going to be out. No, it's actually going to turn up more, in my opinion, because it's going to be like, all right, you can make this, because this is your legal salary that you can make. But hey, if you come play on our team, we're going to throw you even some more money. We're going to sweeten the iced tea for you.
Yeah,
and it's just going to be like that. So that's why I feel like that issue will bring in more issues. Just that alone, people, you know, because there's always going to be people that are going to try to get by. They want that one recruit to help their program, because at the end of the day, you helping that program helps the coach keep their job and provide for their family with the millions of dollars that they making.
Exactly.
So that's why I feel like this is so like dicey, because they should get paid, because they can't even really find time to work at the same time.
Exactly.
But then you have the average people that's saying, look, I'm an average college student that go to class, that work, that do clubs, and I don't get paid for it, and I still gotta go through the situations that they have to go through too. I still have a family at home with the license about to cut off and stuff like that. So what kind of environment are we in if these guys are getting paid? That's coming from one perspective. So to me, it's just like,
I know I see
it's
where
dicey.
you're coming from, because it's just like, it's like this is a very like situation where it's like you don't know how to approach it, you don't know which stance you should take. Because like I feel like most of the complaints is gonna come from like regular students like on the campus, because like you said, like they're gonna be like, well, I'm sitting in the same predicament you sitting in, but it's just like I'm not playing for the team, and it's like you're not playing for the team, and no, I'm not sacrificing much of my time to be on the team.
and also
So
you
that's
have to
why-
realize a lot of the regular students' fees is coming to generate these facilities for these athletes on top of that. That's another whole other argument that we could bring up. It's like, all right, so we paying more extra for y'all to have these brand new facilities so it can look good. We're recruiting not only regular students, but you know, football facilities to recruit these guys so we could give them money to be paid while it's coming out of our pocket. Because trust me, once somebody get a check cut to them, if somebody gets some leverage, somebody's not benefiting from it at all. That's just how America works. So when, you know, for example, Bernie Sanders, free college tuition, people are like, wee, somebody's not going to benefit from that. Taxes is going to go
I'm
up.
about to say taxpayers. That's it.
So, like I said, that's just the reality of it. I feel like if these college players get paid, somebody else is going to not benefit from it. Somebody else is going to be the disenfranchised.
I mean, but who pays the coaches?
So what I'm saying, is it
The NC I believe
the
that-
revenue that they bring
The
in?
revenue that they bring in, on top of that, a lot of, you know, basically this is how it is.
Like,
the NCAA
do
and
like the college students pay?
Do they pay to go to games?
the college students, no, I believe it's free. I believe it should be free. It should be free. I don't know how, like, all colleges is.
Because
I
then,
know,
like,
like
the
D1.
same source where, like, coaches get their money from, like, why can't they take it out? Okay, you know, I don't know, sorry.
But it's just, like I said, it's a compelling topic. It's a compelling argument.
It
you know, and
is.
shout out to all the football players I know. Trust me, I know how hard you work and know that, too.
Definitely.
At the same time, because but it's just like, you know, to me, I can see both ways, but I tend to you know, have more options. Like, you know, wait till I find out more of how, all right, they do get paid, how much would it be? And so far we haven't had those answers, and that's why I cannot really like vouch for it in my opinion, because I don't know how much these guys are getting paid, and I know that. So you're gonna pay D1 players the same along with D3 players the same? Is that how it's gonna be? It's not gonna be that way. I feel like it's gonna be certain players getting more money than other players. So now forget about the non-typical player, just a regular student. It's gonna become like, you know, tension between football players in itself. The stars, the non-stars. What about the people that don't play? Well, they still getting paid? the water boys and the bench
That's what
people.
I'm saying. Like and the water boys, you can't.
Now you gotta pay the cheerleaders.
You can't.
You gotta pay the cheerleaders too.
Yeah, now you gotta pay everyone that makes
You have
the
to
whole...
compensate everyone that brings that process of you building a program. So that's why I feel like, do I see it happening? Possibly.
in the near future.
Possibly in the near future, because it is garnering a lot of attention. There's a lot of people vouching for it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more people vouching for it than not. So it's possible, but that's just like one of those that's one of those controversial topics in which I feel like a solution becomes the next problem. Just like a lot of topics and a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. But I want to touch on this John Singletary thing when we come back from a very short commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, we tune into the Real Leel Show, 607-753-4819. Should college athletes be paid? Or what about the other topics we talked about? Should transgenders be able to play in other sports? I mean, in sports where they're amongst people that they claim to be.
Of certified public accountants and the Ad Council.
Something now a melody which has always been great to me.
Sit back.
Crank it up.
Crank it up. The musical style is 90.5.
The Dragon.
Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of a dragon, it's hot in this booth. But anyway, we on the Real Leel Show. We back from commercial as my usual guest, Jen over here, is getting ready to depart to hang out tonight. But before she departs, once again, she's about to be graduating. So, I'm going to miss having her on the show. Obviously, you're always welcome to come on the podcast version back in the city. So, probably link up then. But anything you want to say to the Essential New Yorkers? It's been a nice semester. You actually started last semester. You was on a few times.
Kind of, yeah. I just want to say thank you, Cortland, for making me realize this world is not what it seems. It's not like in the movies. Because I love watching movies. I love watching it. I always thought about me, going to college. I'm going to get good grades. I'm going to get a degree. I'm going to make good friends. Yeah. I got there was more positive, but the negatives, I wasn't ready for it. I think now I'm ready though, because I feel like without the negatives, there won't be any positive. I don't know. You know how we said the L's turn into W's? Yeah.
Feel me?
There's a lot of those. A lot of those. So I just wanted to, I just wanted to thank everyone that, I met, that supported me, encouraged me, because I wanted to drop out last year. I didn't want to come back my senior year. I didn't want to come back. But my friends encouraged me, you made it this far, might as well just finish the year off. You're gonna be good. You already got this football going on. Just all my friends just told me. Special shout out to my moms. My mom's held it down. Every time I was broke, she had. Cause college students are broke.
Yo, tell me about it.
We are broke.
Come
I
over
did not
here.
realize how broke I was.
I need some money. Central New York. I'm about to set up a GoFundMe page.
Yo, we are broke, but
to be honest with you.
Survival of the fittest, man. I feel like I'm gonna survive in life. It's nerve-wracking, but it's just I'm prepared for this because I feel like when you talk to someone a student that's been away to college compared to a person that's stayed in the city, there's similarities, but we're different. We're so different. We're living we don't have our moms and our dads. Far, far away.
This is training.
They're only literally a phone call away. We don't wake up and see them, so it's just
phone call away. They downstairs. Mom.
Yeah, you know me. It's just a lot, but I'm actually glad that I went away, and especially to my first choice because I don't know. I don't think I would have had fun in the city. I don't think so.
And I'm
It would
glad.
have felt like high school, just a grown-up version of high school. I didn't want that. I wanted to live the dorm life. I wanted to live the whole college life, and I'm glad that I did it. So it was cool. I'm gonna miss it though, but it's lit. It's lit. I'm ready to be out.
And just your testimony over here is helping us out over here because it's just If it wasn't for these obstacles that we went through,
Facts.
like we wouldn't feel as good as we gonna feel when we get to that point.
Cross that stage,
And you
man.
cross that stage, it's gonna be like, yeah, it was worth it.
Like it was worth
Because
it to not going to that party.
It could have been easier. Exactly. It could have been easier for you, and you wouldn't have learned as much.
Mhm.
But because it was hard, you went through obstacles throughout your whole life. Throughout, we go through obstacles all the time. It shows you that you are actually a stronger human being that you really give yourself credit for. And then it builds your confidence up that, yo, I can get through anything. Because it's life. Things is going to come. But because you already was built to to withstand that, you're going to be good.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I did this show with you guys. You know, it's cool.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
Because Mondays be a little rough, and I feel like this is like an outlet that I didn't even know I had.
Yeah. Especially Mondays, the first day of the week.
Yeah.
It's always like, so this was a calm, like, chill, hangout spot to get, like, stuff out your mind.
Mine, yeah. Be so angry from the week. Just let it out.
I feel like we experienced pop culture together. We experienced the sad moment in hip hop together.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We experienced
Nipsey Hussle.
Black culture together.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Wait till I drop this video. I got a 6 minute. I told her I had a 6 minute intro before like the actual show is gonna air. So you're gonna see it during the show. So it's gonna show like what we talked about. It was a lot.
I think our craziest one was Nipsey before and after.
Yeah. That's probably like the highlight.
I literally like seen it and like I watched it again and I like broke down because I was like, yo, like
we
really shared that moment together.
Yeah, we did.
And it was like it was a sad day for all of us.
It was.
It was a time that like we were able to like come together and actually be like, yo, like we gotta stick through this together.
Yeah.
Like this is like a no joke type of thing.
You know.
Facts.
It's just crazy how like I know this is how I know we don't really be like BSing on the show because like we really talk about real stuff. So like when it happened, it was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Guys, it happened.
Yeah.
what do we do now? You know, like it's just crazy how like we talk about all this stuff and it's really going on. Like we don't really be playing about this stuff. Like it's no joke. And yeah, like it don't really be happening to us, but it's happening. And it's just crazy how like we're aware of it. And like I feel like sometimes I don't even feel like I'm aware, but I'm aware. You know, it's just like, oh, like I didn't know I knew about this. You know, like I didn't know I could be this angry. You know, I didn't know I could, even think outside the box like this. It's just a lot. So nah, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was definitely quite an experience. I had more fun this semester doing this than I did in like any other semester. Before it was me getting used to everything, getting used to trying to find a flow that I can go with. Because sometimes when you do these type of, when you're in this type of business, you always thinking about the person that you saw and like what they did. And you kind of like figuring your own way, your own style, your own like just flow. And then I feel like I found that. And then I was just able to, go with it. Obviously, y'all helped me out big time. It was always a help for me, and I appreciate it. And, like I said, both of y'all is always welcome to come on the podcast in the city. It's going to be starting next week, so the whole summer is available.
Yeah, you are not playing.
Yeah.
Not playing. No, he said next week.
Yeah, as soon as
still
I
gonna be here.
As soon as I touch down, I'm getting right to it.
Oh, because you're leaving next Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm leaving next Wednesday. As soon as I touch down, boom, I'm starting it up. Getting up, promote your business. Summer 2019, I'm starting that up too. So people that anybody with businesses, anybody with businesses, whether it's a rapper, clothing line, actor, comedian, singer, it's about to be a big thing. I'm doing something that really hasn't been done. Normally when you have those Instagram pages where you see people's businesses and it's being promoted, I'm actually doing a podcast where they actually physically being here with like a project showing us exactly hands-on what they do and stuff like that. So things is about to get interesting this summer. So before, you all up out of here, right? Before, I know you got places to go, but before you do, any plans for the summer, like as far as vacation? I mean, I know we talked about work, we talk about stress. I mean, there gotta be some vacation planning going on, both of y'all. Like, No vacation.
I mean, I was gonna wait till I got there, like in the
Gotcha.
summer. You feel me? I was gonna wait, but right now I didn't really plan anything. I don't know.
I'm probably
just
going.
I'm kind of boring.
Yeah, I'm just planning to go visit my sister.
I'm
in Cali.
probably going to the DR with my
I wanna go
family.
to Cali.
I'm trying to go to the DR. You feel me? And remember, y'all, if y'all traveling, like I said earlier in the show when I talked about D'Angelo Russell bringing marijuana in the Arizona bottle. First of all, you're not allowed to bring liquids on the airplane. Just remember that, and please don't try to catch up. Don't try to bring no marijuana on the airplane. Use your brain. You feel me? Just want people to know that. D-Lo, I don't want those shots at you because you my guy, I know, but I just had to do it. You know what I'm saying? I had to do it. Much respect, though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm planning on having a good summer, full of rest and all that.
Honestly, put it out there. We're gonna have a great summer.
We're gonna have a great summer.
I feel like this summer
Yeah.
gonna be different.
This summer's gonna be walk. This is my
It's
first
gonna
summer
be
being
interesting.
21, so
Wow.
can't wait. Can't wait to be legal this summer.
See, that word is right here, legal.
Legal.
It's right there. Perfect timing. Legal. But anyway, once again, man, it was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so
I
much.
wish you luck. I wish you luck on all your endeavors and stuff like that. And obviously, I can't wait to see you grow as a human being, advance in your career. And once again, I'm gonna put it out there again. You always welcome to come on the podcast.
I'm coming. I'll be here. Bye, Central New York. See
Not a
you.
bias to see you later.
You're right. See you later, Central New York. Kind of don't want to come back here, but yeah, I must be out, guys.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back finishing up the topics. We got 15 minutes left to go on the show. So don't go nowhere. 607-753-4819 is the request line. Once again, 607-753-4819 is the request line. I'm going to play another song for y'all while we are setting up to finish off this show with our next couple of remaining topics. You tune into the Real Leel Show. Of these new documentaries coming. Dang, it seems like, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm as straight up as they come. All right, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly. Who else they going to get? Jesus? Damn. I mean, I won't be surprised. They're coming at all these guys now. I mean, it's ridiculous. I won't be surprised if Moses get a documentary. One of those headphones is working, but this one's not. This one. Thank you. Central New York, what it do? Let me make sure. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. You already know. We in the NYC. Matter of fact, we in Cortland, New York. Let's get it. So it's time to move on to our pop culture topics now, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, we talked a lot about sports, more than I thought we was. But hey, I mean, it was interesting debates, interesting topics. But it's time for the pop culture, for our pop culture heads. So once again, y'all gonna know to fast forward if y'all only here for that when the video drops. But right now, John Singletary, I want to get into him. His unfortunate passing. Obviously had a stroke. I believe it was a week ago or something like that. And my condolences go out to his family. This was a icon. I mean, you think about the movies that this brother has made.
Yeah.
Boys in the Hood, which was like
iconic.
The message.
Iconic.
Like there was a scene in the movie with this
Cuba
guy,
Gooding Jr.
him and the father. Forgot this guy's name, Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh.
And they was talking about gentrification.
Oh, it was it was with them. Yeah, because I think that scene been going around a lot on
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah, it was. I saw it. They were talking about gentrification, just stuff like that. Like the information that's being spread in this movie, in that movie. Just being in the hood, showing basically accurate. A lot of people say from that area that was an accurate movie, showing exactly what went on in that time, and which still goes on to a certain degree.
And and the thing about it is, like, I enjoy all his, like, it's sad to say, I have yet seen Baby Boy from beginning to end.
Wow, that's my
So,
movie.
That's why I'm like, because every time these movies came out, I was really young and I couldn't watch them. So, like, and this is gonna sound crazy. Like, I first seen Boys in the Hood when I was 14.
Okay.
Like, a lot of movies that, like, I couldn't watch when I was younger because of the scenes, I literally watched them when I was, like, in high school. But Boys in the Hood was, like, one movie I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit down, watch this from beginning to end, and I cried. And the scene that made me cry was when he got stopped by the when Cuba Gooding Jr. Character Trey got stopped by the black cop. I mean, both scenes when that whole scene, that scene leading up to him fighting the air scene, like, I literally like cried because I was just like, yo, like this is so crazy, like because the cop made him feel less of a man, but the simple fact that like John Singleton was such a genius behind everything he did, and like some people might be mad that I might like put him in, not put them in the same category, but between like Spike Lee and him, they always created movies that, you know, was very prominent to the black community and made the black community feel loved, I guess you could say, when it came to movies. Like, yes, we have a cast where it's like all black people, and we showcasing like what certain black people go through on a day-to-day basis. Like, everything is not always easy, and I feel like John Singleton always had a great mindset when it came to things. Like, he was the mastermind alongside with, you know, Michael Jackson in the Remember the Time video.
Yeah.
The most iconic video out there. Like, John Singleton was behind that. And he had so much impact in like the black community and just in like portraying black lives, you know, and what some people go through. But he portrayed a lot of black lives with, like, you know, what was going on in California, because we know at the time, like in the 80s and 90s, like living in Cali was like crazy.
Yo, that was a wild west, right?
Definitely.
But yeah, just like, you know, the message behind his films.
Yeah.
You mentioned Cuba Gooding Jr. punching the air. It's funny because that's a term that me and my bro use when we don't get our way or something goes wrong. So if I had a bad day, I go home and I saw a punch in the air.
Yeah.
I remember exactly from that scene. Or like my bro used to tell me how he used to like a girl, and then he tried to talk to the girl denied him, he go home, saw a punch in the air. Like that, we always use that term. So that is you know, funny that you brought that up, because that's exactly what we do. But other movies like Poetic Justice with Tupac.
Yeah, I was drawing blank to the movie.
Too Fast, Too Furious, Higher Learning, Four Brothers, another good movie.
Yeah.
Shaft, and you know, etc. Baby Boy is my movie. Oh my gosh, I love Baby Boy. I could watch that movie all day. You know, yo, talk about just like a movie that you just like watch over and over. That's one of those movies right there. With Tyrese, you know, a lot of other people, Snoop Dogg, of course.
Let me see.
Taraji P. Henson. That's when I first saw Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah, that was her very first movie when she moved out here with like $700 with just her story. I'm running down her whole storyline.
Yeah.
But like when they when that was her first movie, she said he put him in.
Jody. Yeah, I remember that.
Shoot.
I hate you. Facts. I remember that. Oh yeah, that was her first act. Wow.
Yeah, that was her first gig. Wow, this is so crazy. Right? So, I just wanted to look up when he died. He died April 29th. And I feel like it's so crazy because that was like literally a month after Nip. And I just feel like we like lost like great people.
Great people. Yeah.
Like within the, you know, and I would want to put him in the hip hop category because hip hop is a lifestyle, you know. And I feel like all the movies that we have always consisted of some, you know, hip hop. Yes, he is in the hip hop category, so this is perfect. So I just feel like within the hip hop community, because hip hop is a lifestyle, you know, it's not just music, it's fashion, it's like people's well-being, it's our life. Like hip hop is what we go through, and if you watch his movies, most of the people that was in his movies
were hip hop artists.
With hip hop artists, we had Ice Cube, we had Tupac. I mean, Tyrese, like, he's in the R&B
yeah, he's
category.
In the R&B. He's still hip.
But, you know, still in, like, the entertainment industry where it was just, like, you know, it's still a part of...
Andre 3000, Four Brothers.
See,
that's another
Andre
one.
3000. And I feel like he always found a way to bring hip-hop...
Too Fast and Furious.
Yeah, so, like, he always incorporated some form of hip-hop. And I feel like just within 1 month, like, just 1 month, because Nip died March 30th, and John Singleton passed away April 29th. It's just within 1 month. It was just too much to bear. Like, it was too much. And I was not expecting this, because when they said he had a stroke, I was like, I'm praying that the stroke was not as bad. And then it was like, he's in critical condition, and I was like, oh my God, like, you know, like, and I'm just like, these, like, it's just creative people. Like, he was such a creator, and just to think that we lost a wonderful creator is just, it's so heartbreaking because you feel like you can never get anything
Like it back.
yes, and
Exactly.
that's the part that hurts so much about like death. Like you, it's like that love, that energy, that talent that person have, like you can't get that back from that person. And it just like, and like recently I was just like, yo, like can we just get them back, please?
Facts.
Like just I just
What do you think about Jonah Lucas video? You saw that video right there?
oh my god,
I mean,
I felt that on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, oh, like when he said Lil Snoop, because honestly I was watching Little Snoop on the rise. Like my sister's into hip hop and I literally still jam out to Mellow. You know?
yeah.
And I was in the game, I was blowing like I was Mellow, like you know? Like, you know, so I definitely like I still listen to his music and stuff like that. And I like while watching the video, like it hit, I had chills throughout, like
Yeah.
I had chills.
He speaks a lot of facts in that video, and it was very, like, it was very interesting. It was hard to digest in that 2 minutes that it was. So I would say, you know, the impact that this guy had was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And his funeral was today, by the way.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was definitely today. As I fix this camera that's over here acting up right now. You know what? Let me take the charger out. Yeah, it's because of the charger.
Oh, sorry, Central New York.
Yeah, technical difficulties, but we here. We always gonna be here. But yeah, his funeral was today, and notable attendees was obviously, you would think, guys that played in his movies, such as Tyrese was there, Ludacris, Ice Cube attended, and Taraji P. Henson, who skipped out on the Met Gala to go to the funeral. So,
Yeah.
as she should.
Yeah,
I
she-
mean,
she
come on,
took
there's
it
certain
hard.
things just more important than a Met Gala, in my opinion.
And we ain't gonna even talk about the Met Gala, honestly.
Facts.
I'm over their outfits.
Facts.
But yeah, like I was on her Instagram and she literally took it extremely hard, and I felt for her because I think like at a certain day that was like her best friend.
Yeah.
So it's like to lose like a best friend, like that can hurt. That really can hurt. So, yeah, I know definitely Taraji P took it hard because I feel like that's not the only movie she played in with him. I
It
feel like
probably
his
wasn't.
catalog is longer.
His catalog is
but
longer.
I just can't think of them all.
Yeah.
But I was extremely shocked at the entire situation. I was so shocked. I was like, what? Like I was.
It's
I
almost
couldn't-
like, damn, it's almost like, who's next? Like, you just hear it and it's just like,
Yeah.
damn. And it's funny because you brought up a great point that I want to touch on, but, you know, I didn't touch on it then. But you brought up the point about something like how it was almost like you get numb to it and you feel bad that you get numb to it because it's
Yeah.
not supposed to happen. It's like you get numb to these guys dying to the point where it's just like, oh, okay, that's the next person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, damn, like,
It should, like I said, it should never be like that. And but like my
And then you
condolences
feel
go to his
more-
family.
and I feel like you feel more, I won't say you still feel bad and you still upset that you lost somebody, but then certain instances on how they die affected with how you feel
Yeah.
even more, I feel
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Like if Nipsey had a stroke, I feel like people wouldn't be as upset. They still would be upset that we lost a great man that was in the community and active, but because the way how he got done, it was just like even more anger
Yeah.
that came with it.
And I feel like I still feel.
And I still feel it.
I
I still feel it.
Okay,
that
so
really,
I thought-
that haven't left me yet.
I thought I was the only one. I feel like I think about him.
Yeah, I think about him a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it wasn't as heated the moment as it was when I first heard about it. Trust me,
Oh.
I still.
I mean, like when I first heard it, like it just felt like my heart dropped down to
It
my
messed me up for a
stomach.
week,
It did.
like for a whole week.
Yeah.
Like-
I was going through it for a couple of days. I had my Nipsey moment. I just had a Nipsey moment on Saturday. I was just playing his. I was listening to his music and I forgot what song I was listening to first. I think I was listening to Keys to the City off of Victory Lap, and then I think whatever song was before Right Hand to God. Like literally, I was like, why I did not listen to this song? And I'm just listening to it, and I was like, God wanted me to hear this today, because like out of all days, like I'm just thinking about Nipsey, and like I do like little sketches. I won't call myself an artist, but I was like sketching, and I was like, I want to do something, you know, in dedication to Nipsey. And I was like, let me play his music, and then like I played a song, and then the next song was like Right Hand to God, and I was like, I just felt like I didn't know how to feel. I was just like, I just want Nipsey back. Like, I just want him back. And then it's like, I think what makes it even more sad, I had to stop following the game on Instagram because he was getting my timeline.
He posts
Sad
every day. Every day. This guy's faithfully posting. I mean, I understand it too.
And
I understand
it be like paragraphs, and I be
it
like,
be long essays.
and I don't read them because I get like, I'm like, the game, like you're making me sad. And I still follow like J305 and YG and Lauren London. Like, she posts occasionally, but I know she's taking it hard because every post since he passed away has been about him. And she posted a video collage of them two like together. So like I honestly feel for her. YG has been taking it hard. J305 been taking it hard. Corinne Civil has been taking it hard. Like, all of them are still mourning, and I follow all of them, but I had to unfollow the game because they don't post every day about him. But like, the game, he posts, and then he write the paragraphs, and I'm like, man, can you make my timeline any more sad? Like, I'm like, between you and then don't post on the day that YG posted, Lauren posted, and I'm like, and then my explore page, I don't get a break. Yeah. That's all of my explore page is only Nipsey. So
well, I don't mind it. I would be just fine with it being like that for the rest of like Instagram, just seeing Nipsey, because at the end of the day, just because we lost a brother, don't mean it's good to let him go and let him live. But at the same time, that doesn't mean we have to let the memory go.
Yeah, I think I don't mind it on my explore page because I don't feel sad, but I feel like I feel sad when the people that's closest to him post about it. And I think like what made me feel sad was when I seen like, it's a little video. I have yet watched it because I feel like I'm gonna cry, and it's a video of him teaching his daughter Imani like how to drive. So like he's like on the gas and she's like holding the wheel, and it's like 15 minutes. It was like best moments of Nipsey, and I have yet watched it. And I know
I watched a video with him over the weekend. He was sitting on his steps talking about like real estate and the hood, and I'm just like, yo, this guy is small dude.
Like, and it's crazy, like the stuff that you find out when like people die.
Yeah.
Because
that's how it is.
Honestly, like I was watching something and they was running out his catalog, and I was like, wait, what? Like, what he was planning on doing. He had like 10 projects in the making. It had to be, all right, maybe I'm right, 10, but it was close to 10. But I was like, half of the stuff I didn't even know about, like when he was alive, that he was doing this.
Yeah, and that's another issue I have that I want to touch on too. Is between the John Singletary and Nipsey Hussle, is people trying to make profits now off of these dudes' death. As you see with the Marathon area where he had his clothing store at, people was using it for tourist attraction. You know, people was making money out of it, trying to set up little businesses over there, trying to sell stuff to make money. And then over here with John Singletary, I'm hearing that his family is having issues and going back and forth about who gets the money and who gets the, resources. It's just like, people, America, even when you die, it's just like, yo, you're just a piece of money. Like, it's just all about money. Like,
I want to touch on the John Singleton topic about that. I don't want to say it's like a black family thing, but like, I've seen it within my family. Like, people go.
I seen it in my family too.
Exactly.
I seen it in my family too.
Like, when a person die, I'm like, yo, can we just get together as a family and not worry about where his jackets is gonna go, where his suits and shoes is gonna. Like, come on, like. And then the thing about it is, like, even in like the black community, it's like we worry about that, and then it's just like it sometimes be the people that don't even be close to them. It was like, bro, You haven't even seen him in 10
exactly,
years.
people
So
coming out the woodwork.
Thank you.
They just coming out the woodwork.
You
Where my
haven't even
where my
seen him
check
in 10
at? You
years.
know what I'm saying? Like, what have you been doing? He don't even know you like that.
Exactly. And it's like, nah, I remember Uncle da-da-da-da.
Yeah, then they make up a
And
story. We used to hang
do this
out.
together, and
Exactly,
I'm like, so
please.
this is you for the past 10 years.
Exactly.
Like, what do you mean? But like,
I used to call him every day, man. I used to check on this guy,
No,
man.
you did it. And it's like, it be so many unnecessary arguments and so, like, many. It like, that's one thing when it comes to, like, when, like, you hear stories about the family members going at it, and I'm just like, I've seen this so many times.
I'm not
in
trying to put
family.
my family business out there, but I tell y'all straight up Central New York, because right now we're having a nice chill conversation. I mean, I might as well bring it up. I mean, the part of the reason why my mom's side of the family is, you know, not talking is because of a death of a family member, where, you know, it was who want this type of money and who want that, and that caused commotion. And up to this day, I still don't speak to some of them because of that. And it's a generational curse thing too. You gotta realize, if you ain't talking to that person when that person has a kid, that person ain't talking to that other person, then it goes throughout life, and that's how you have those family chains that's just like broken.
And I try, like, I don't hold grudges. I just literally shake my head and be like, but you know, at the end of the day, I still love you. But you know,
Facts.
and I'm not gonna, like, me, I feel like, you know, I don't want to have shoulda, coulda, wouldas at anybody's funerals. So it's like, you know what, like, give them their flowers, but I can still, you know, smell them, and like how that saying goes, like, show them love while they're still here. So that's why I'm like, certain things and then that be another thing, like when somebody die, like the family, it'd be like, it had to take that one family member to die for at least two cousins to understand, like, yo, like, we didn't have to be beefing for the 7 years that we was beefing. Yeah. Because then they gonna realize that could have been any one of them in the casket or whatever, and they would have died with shit, could have, would have. So now, that's why I try not to live like that. I'm just like, bro, my mom is like, if you got any problem with a family member, talk it out.
Yeah, true.
So
Exactly.
just talk it out. Because, like, honestly, like, you know, it's just so much that goes on. And, like, recently, like, my cousin just passed away, which was, like, a lot, because it was just, like, John Singleton. It was just a lot. And thanks, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah.
But, like, my parents just came back from the family reunion, and then she was just, I mean, not the family reunion, Lord forgive me. It was the funeral, and she was just, like, people was realizing that, like, they gotta put away their attitude.
Now that you bring that up, that is true. Funerals are like family reunions, because that's the only time families unite.
That's between a family reunion and a funeral. That's the only time. And then, like, with my dad's side of the family, we was like, it was right after my uncle passed away, and we all came together, and they was like, we're tired of using times like this to come together. So we started doing game nights, like random game nights, like, oh, we're gonna get together on the game. I mean, now we don't do it anymore because it's just like everybody's at different pages in their life. Like, I'm here, my sister's in Cali, my other sister's at home, and then other cousins is here, my other cousins in Potsdam. Like, it's just like we're at a point where we're all like spread out. So it's just like we're not like as close as we used to, and I can honestly say that, like, I miss that. Where it's just like, I don't want to have to come together with my family members over at a funeral. Like, just think about this, is making me emotional. Like, I don't want to experience that. I don't. Like, I miss being able to go home and just be like, we're gonna have a cookout just because. Like, I miss those just because cookouts, because I love my family. Like, people, like, in my family, we go hard for each other. Like, no, you cannot talk about this cousin while I'm sitting here and expect me to talk about, like, expect you to talk about this. No, because we're both about to come at you. Like, no. Like, I just miss that aspect, and I feel like that's one thing. Like, that's why I was like, I feel like the situation was like a black family kind of thing.
Yeah,
I've seen it one too many times.
And I feel like it also is because, you know, of the lack of resources that we have. So, in the black family, the number one thing is trying to survive. The black mentality. It's just survive.
I mean, I honestly can't blame the black family for that. Because
It's just what it is. Survive. I got to get my check.
Honestly, we had to. All we know is surviving. Slavery taught us to survive.
If that means turning on our own family and our own kind to make money, people would do that.
Slavery taught us to do that.
Yeah.
These movies showed it all. These movies was like, the white man handing the other black man the whip, now you gotta whoop him. Like, you see, like, we had to survive. And it was like, if you didn't do this, then you was gonna get lynched. Da da da. Like, we had to survive. Like, all we know is survival techniques. It's like, even if we had to turn on our own people, man, I gotta survive. Like, and it's like,
Exactly.
you know, I was watching something, I seen something, they was like, you know what? You know, as friends and family, we need to eat together and stop competing with each other. You know what I mean? So it's just like, learn how to, like, throw that whole competition attitude away.
Exactly.
Like,
that's the main thing in the black community.
like,
I know.
you know, what we
I mean, it's in all
for-
communities. Don't get me wrong, but the competition side of it is in all communities. But
it is.
speaking from a black perspective here, because I only can relate to the black experience because I'm black. But you know, that is true. The competition in this type of, like, in our community is just beyond measures.
Yeah.
People will do the most to compete, and people will go to ends of the earth to win the competition. And it's just like, listen, man, we need to stop competing with each other. Just by you making it is helping my people in general.
Yes, I feel happy.
You know what I'm saying? Because at least if it's not doing nothing for me, it's
Yeah.
doing something for somebody that's looking up to you,
Yeah.
and it's helping. It's slowly but surely helping us as a whole.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be hating on somebody because they made it. You never know the blood, sweat, and tears that person did to get where they was, where they gonna be, or where they at right now. So
And I could, like, only, like, even with you speaking of that, I could vividly, like, remember as a child, like, who I looked up to. And I'm literally, like, 9 years old, like, watching Diddy, and I'm like, yo, I want to be the female Diddy. Like, if I could be making money like Diddy and move like Diddy and have a boss attitude like Diddy, like, nah, like, that's gonna be me. This is like me at 9 years old watching Making the Band and everything. So I've looked up to, like, Diddy, and of course, like, people been shaky about Oprah lately, but honestly, like, those been the two people, and Lala Anthony, like, I honestly been looking up to, like, black entrepreneurs and business owners and, you know, celebrities ever since I was young. Like, I cannot think of anybody else that I've looked up to, but Diddy was, like, number one on my list.
I feel you. At the end of the day, like, the work ethic,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? How getting to where they at right now, just, you know, like, yo,
Yeah.
that helps you, like, yo, I can do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand what you're saying. I definitely understand what you're saying. There's a lot of people I look up to. I could say that on and on. But yeah, man, just, you know, I also look up to people that's my age that's working hard.
Yeah.
If you working hard and got the same work ethic that I got, I look up to you too. I respect what you're doing.
Yeah.
I respect it, because at the end of the day, I wanna roll with people that has the same mentality that I am, other than promoting violence and bringing everybody else down with them. You know, if you out here on your stuff, doing what you gotta do, just like how I'm doing, then I automatically, you know, gravitate towards you, because now we communicating, even if we not communicating.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's what I gotta say about that. But you know, another John Singletary is another person that we lost.
Yeah.
And you know, once again, prayers go out to the family, and you know, it's time we move on. You know what I'm saying?
I
It's
mean,
time to move on.
I don't really like to use that move on word, but it's like, now it's time to,
Progress.
yeah.
And he's gonna be buried not too far from Nipsey Hussle, by the way, too. So the resting place would be near the iconic Nipsey Hussle gravesite. So that's good. But
Oh, yeah.
moving on to this next topic with Remy Ma.
Oh, boy. Okay, so can you give me, like, because I feel like all of this unfolded on, like, Love and Hip Hop or something, and I don't follow the Shade Room because they just been too toxic for me.
Yeah, the Shade Room is definitely a toxic page. But I would say this. So, you know, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop either, but from what I gathered, Remy, I don't watch those ratchet shows. I'm sorry. I mean, for those of y'all that's fans, I mean, I tried to watch it one day, because, you know, when a lot of people watching a lot of stuff, you try to follow. You know, it's a follower generation. I was in my moments. I'm like, you know what? Everybody watch. Let me watch it one time. I got a headache. I had a big headache because of all the bickering and argument. I'm like, I never watch it again. I'm like, too much arguing for me.
Stop. It was not been. It was
You know,
the
ratchet,
same
like,
thing, different episode. Now I'm into
Nah.
shows. Like
Yeah.
I like Little Black Lightning. I like Grownish. I like the shows.
I like Blackish too. Blackish. I like Blackish.
I need to sit down and watch Blackish. But yeah.
Blackish is nice. But Remy Ma. So basically, Remy Ma turned herself in a couple days ago, in which there were charges against her involving a Love and Hip Hop cast star Brittany Taylor, which there was a misdemeanor charge for allegedly, basically Remy Ma allegedly punched her in the face, and now there were misdemeanor charges against her. She turned herself in, but now there's a new spark in the case that now shows that visual evidence shows that Remy Ma was actually home. She had security cameras installed in her house, and it showed that she was home at 9:30 p.m. on April 16th, the same time Brittany Lying Taylor, I'm gonna call her, claims
It's
that.
May. Oh God, I'm sorry. I thought it was. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
So yeah, that's the same time that Brittany Lying Taylor, I'm gonna call her, claims Remy punched her backstage during a concert. So I mean, as much as we want to bash technology, as we should, sometimes it's good to have those security cameras in your house.
Yeah.
Because you never know who's creeping like a mouse. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So basically, with that being said, Remy Ma believes her prosecutors would drop the case. I mean, the evidence shows.
I mean,
she
if
was
the
at the house.
evidence showed that she was home at 9:30 p.m. and that's the time that Brittany supposedly said that she punched her in her neck. I mean, I don't know if it was like
Or
neck,
neck,
but
face,
like,
whatever it is.
like she supposedly punched her. Like, honestly, I'm gonna say this because I've watched different episodes of Love and Hip Hop, and it was like a lot of people, like, I've laughed at this because this was the most. It was so funny. She was like, nobody ever crosses me once, and she was just always worried about getting caught. She was like, yo, like, leave me alone. And people used to try her because they knew she was on probation.
Yeah.
And she's like, they all know I'm on probation and they try me because they know if I mess up, I'm going right back in. And I just felt like all she's been trying to do was be a mother. She's just trying to be a mother. She's
And a wife. Yep.
You know, like, ever since she got, I mean, she's always been with Pat Poose, but I feel like ever since she became a wife, she became more happier. And they've been trying for a child, and they finally got their child. And, like, why are you still like, you gotta be bored to mess with a mother.
Exactly.
Like, a new mother.
Fat Joe said it. I mean, Fat Joe came out, defended Remy Ma, said clout chasers. That's basically what it is.
At this point, it's like, bro, I really feel like they just be, like, trying her because I think they be trying to test her gangster because they was like, oh, she shot a girl over a stack, da 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 da. Like, granted, that's what she did. She spent 7 years in jail, or how many, it was a long time. I think it was about 7 years in jail. But I be feeling like some of them really be trying her. And I'm like, I feel like, I just feel like you have to be bored to try a mother, a new mother. Well, a mother, period. But, you know, a new mother, like,
Exactly.
she's worried about her, like, 8-month-old child right now. And you trying to fight her. Like, bro, like, she don't have a whole daughter to worry about.
People just like clout chasers, man. Central New York, man, what would you do for the clout? That's
Cardi
basically.
and Offset said it best.
What would you do for the clout?
And I'm tired of I don't know, I don't even care for that word clout. Like, I hate it. I hate it.
That is what it is.
It's a cringy word.
It is clout.
Like, it's so cringy and it's
Get
just
out of
like,
here with that clout.
And
You know?
people be doing too much, and I'm just
Facts.
like, why? Like, what extent? Like, I'm gonna just keep saying how bored you have to be to really try to fight a mother.
Facts.
Like, you have to be bored.
Super bored, entirely bored.
Cause it be like, I don't
Cloud
know how
chasing
old this
bored.
Brittany Taylor, but I'm sure Brittany
I
got her about 7
believe. I'm not sure.
Nah,
sure.
she probably like in her early 20s, cause half of them people that go on Love and Hip Hop be in their early 20s trying to get a come up and can't rap.
Facts.
Yeah, I could go on a whole rant about Love and Hip Hop, but I'm not. It's not the Love and Hip Hop show. But what I can say is, like, if she was at home at 9:30 p.m., drop the charges. Like, if you have, that's the thing. If you have visual evidence, we already know how the Supreme Court's be working. You know, that could be a whole other story too. But my whole thing is, like, if you have evidence that Remy Ma was not where Brittany Taylor says she was, then she, you know, then yeah. But then she did turn herself in. I'm a little confused about that.
Yeah, she did turn herself because I think they had an AP out for her basically. So you know, if you got to turn yourself in, gotta turn yourself in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I
So-
mean, I don't know how that whole thing works.
Security, well, hey, at least she'll be free. I mean, I want her to be free. I want her to be able to spend time with her child
I don't
and
even
take
think
on.
it's been 5 years since she's been out.
Exactly. People, that's what they do. They
Wait,
try to
I
test
think
their
it-
gangster.
Wait, it probably been 5 years, but still.
When
they
people
test.
know your weaknesses, they try to test you.
Mhm.
That's what they have nothing better else to do with their life. Now, obviously, I'm not going to fault Remy Ma for something she did in the past, but it was exposed.
Mhm.
How she can get. So people see the weakness, they just, they're like nitpickers. They like,
Yeah, because I think, like, since she did shoot somebody, I think they, like, if you get in trouble again, it's going to be harsh. Like, I think it's, like, one of those things. You know how when people do bad, it's like you're already a menace to society. So it's just like, you know what? If you do something bad, just know that you're coming back and it's going to be 10 times worse. And I think everybody knows that. So they test her. But, like, probation is no joke. You violate your probation once, that's it. It's clipped. You're going back in ASAP. They don't waste no time. And they be really trying her. And I'm like, you have to be that bored. Or you have to be that miserable to want to get somebody that did. I don't know what she exactly did to her to make Brittany Taylor. I don't know. I don't know their dispute. I feel like you have to watch Love and Hip Hop in order to get that backstory.
and I ain't watching that, so I won't be getting that backstory
I'm over
anytime
Love and
soon.
Hip Hop right now. I feel like I'm gonna just like slightly catch it over the summer, but like since I'm gonna be working, it's gonna be like come home, eat,
Yeah,
go to
sleep,
sleep, and
exactly.
like repeat the days over. You feel me? So if I have time to, watch it, maybe, but I don't think I'm gonna watch it. But it's just the whole thing where it's like I'm gonna just keep saying she gotta be bored or miserable or something. I don't know.
One of those two.
What are the 5, 6, 7? I don't know.
Facts.
I don't know. But I feel like they should definitely, like I said, if they have evidence that she did not do it, just drop the charges because that's the thing with the courts. Y'all have evidence and don't want to drop any charges. Like I'm confused.
Exactly. I mean, once the evidence is there,
Just drop them.
drop it. Let everybody go back to their normal lives.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Especially because it's not like you're dealing with a high-profile murder case.
Yeah.
It's just simply a, altercation.
Simply.
Like it just is what it is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Then we come back in the next very short commercial break, probably like 2 minutes of a commercial break to be exact. We're gonna do I have a new segment on the show called Real Random Topic, and when we spend a couple minutes discussing these pop cultural topics that's on here. Ladies and gentlemen, you tune into the Real Leel Show. I mean, I told y'all we had the topics today. We had a lot of topics so far, and we still got 6 more, ladies and gentlemen. Central New York, Yorkers, in the words of Randy Williams, how you doing? 607-753-4819 is the request line. Once again, 607-753-4819 is the request line. Y'all don't got much time to call, so if you want to call, better start calling up. Exactly, and right now it's time for the new segment, which is crazy because I know it is a season finale, but I brought it up to test it out because I want to see if it's how it works and if I'm going to bring it on to the podcast version, which will be starting once again next week. So remember, if y'all, listen in the car and y'all listen to the show weekly, y'all ain't going to be able to hear from me much longer. So 607 is the request line along with 753-4819, but also add me or subscribe to my channel on YouTube where all my videos will be up there. From In the Huddle, the full season, this show, the full season, and even my old radio show that I had before this one, Mike and Leel Keeping It Real. If you want to reflect on the older episodes to see how I started coming up and how I progressed, that is on my YouTube channel, Real Leel TV, RealLeel TV. So it's time to get into this real random topic section of the show where we discuss, shortly, these topics going on in pop culture. So, number 1, Monique co-hosts Childish Gambino's Adidas commercial recently.
Okay.
So, we all know about, Monique and her battles with Netflix, her battles with the industry.
Excuse me.
So, any thoughts on this? Seeing her actually, guys actually like Childish Gambino reaching out to her to be in this video. Any thoughts?
I mean, you said Adidas?
Yeah, Adidas commercial.
Okay, so I haven't seen the commercial.
I saw like the first 2 minutes of it, but my attention span got short. I'll say that.
I feel like it's a really good opportunity for her being that, like, not saying like she was struggling, but she was struggling in a sense.
Yeah, she was.
I feel like giving her
Look,
that
yeah.
second chance after she has been blackballed in Hollywood. I feel like
Oh, she called it. She said after she was blackballed in Hollywood, she called it.
No, she did.
Yeah, basically, she
And,
did. She did.
I feel like this is a great opportunity for her. This is I don't want to say first steps because she took many She took many steps, but the blackball sent her back 1,000 steps. So this is another first step after being blackballed. I feel like it's a good opportunity for her, and I feel like she gets a lot of backlash for things that she do, and I see where she be coming from, especially when she had the conversation with like
Steve Harvey,
and she was just like integrity over money, and I cherish that a lot because I was like, I would refuse to wear certain things and I would refuse to work certain places because, oh yeah, like I'm gonna sit here and bust my back and bones and put in these long hours for a company that don't respect me. You know what I mean? So I carry that integrity over money a lot because it's like the saying, it's plenty of fishes in the sea. It's plenty of jobs out there, you know. But
yeah, not everybody gotta be a pop star. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even that, like, the only thing I would say, and I totally like respected Monique and her stance. The only playing devil's advocate here, the only thing I would say about that was, what was her intent? Did she do it because of her situation only, or did she do it because she actually cared about everybody else coming up with the money and integrity? Was it because she got blackballed only while she brought it up? See, that's the thing. I feel like with celebrities, you know, it takes something happening to them in order for them to be like, okay, well, we need to stop this. We need to fight this.
And that's what a lot of people, like, it has to take, like, the situation has to happen to them in order for them to,
like,
it's
really a game out here.
Yeah, like, it literally takes for, I'm sorry, it literally takes for the situation to happen towards that particular person in order for a change in their eyes to happen. That's just me. So, I honestly, you brought that question and I really don't have an answer for it. Like, I don't, and I wish I did, but, you know, I feel like that's a great question for Monique, and for her to unravel and, you know, see where she can go with that, I guess, you know, but, I hope everything goes well for her from here on out, because she's been on this journey.
It's been a tough journey. It's been a tough journey for her. I can understand how mentally it can affect her. It's a tough journey.
Mentally it's affecting her, and financially it's affecting her, and emotionally, like, it felt like she felt like she was alone.
Yeah. And
that's one thing you never want to feel, and especially in this Hollywood business, you don't want to feel alone.
Because everybody got their allies, their partners that they work with. So you feeling alone, and people not reaching out to you, don't want to work out with you, you know, deals with you and put you in movies. Yeah, that's a place that you don't want to be there. Burning bridges that may never be repaired.
Yep.
And people that you called your friends in that business, they leaving you out. Yeah, I can understand.
I think that's the scary, like, with me, like, that's the scary part about wanting to go into Hollywood. Like, I was like, oh yeah, like, I could be an actress, I could be an actor. I mean, well, I'm a woman, so actress. And it was just like, what if things don't go right? Like how Monique, like, what if things don't go right? Like, I gotta find myself working at, you know, like, a regular degular at the Gap. You know what I mean? Like what the advisor said. She was like, you know, working at the Gap. And so, like, you don't want to find yourself being at your ultimate high and you're working at the Gap. Like, Flex, like, you know, everybody was using Flex. Flex was, like, the #1 guy, the one from 101. And I was watching his show and didn't even know he was going through, like, a money crisis. He was working at a furniture store to make ends meet.
He be dressing like he be working at a furniture store sometimes. You know,
Like,
shout out to my dude Flex. Even though he been acting up lately. If you ever paid attention to Flex, brother been acting up. He has been acting up.
Oh, I've been missing it.
And he's been acting up. I mean, that was at a time. That was like not too far, but recent. So I don't know, like, if everything's cool right now. But I heard he's been acting up. I heard through the grapevine, y'all.
You got sources.
Got sources.
You got the sources.
I got the sources. You know what I'm saying? I got the source. Sources. Yeah, exactly. So.
And that's the scary thing. Like, you go from being at your ultimate high in your career, and to find out you got to start back at square one.
Yeah.
And that's one thing scary about Hollywood. So scary. Like, nothing's promised. But I'm extremely happy for Monique. Like I said, you know what? I'd be happy for my people. And I'm like, she's been wanting this for like the longest. So when to finally get it, it's like, you know, I'm happy for her.
Me too. And number 2, Bun B. He shoots an invader who invaded his home. So Bun B is the rapper, if y'all don't know, from UGK.
Yeah.
Obviously Pimp C was his guy who died.
Yeah. Not random.
Yeah, Bun B. So basically, there was an invader that invaded his home. He was handling some business. Somebody rang the bell. His wife, you know, normally Bun B answers the door, but obviously he was doing something. The wife went to open the door. The guy invaded the house, tried to steal the car, and Bun B did what he had to do: defend his house, defend and protect his family.
So the guy died? Or?
No, the guy didn't die. He was, you know, he just got shot in the arm, but you know, at least he did what he had to do.
Yeah.
To me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta protect your family. That's what a black man's there for.
Yeah.
Or a man in general.
Yeah. I feel like there's nothing. I don't know if I started or not. I feel like there's nothing wrong with that, mainly because it's just like you coming onto my property.
Who knows?
Trying to take what's mine and expect me to sit here and just.
Could have got way worse. It could have got way worse than that.
It could have gone way worse. So you know, it's been many situations where like these rappers and stuff been getting jumped inside of their homes. Like, let's take Rich the Kid for prime example. Like, he got beat up inside of his home, stole his jewelry, like, on a stretcher and all. Like, Bun B did what he had to do because it was just like, it's all or nothing. It's either you or my family.
Yeah.
And that's one decision nobody want to be put in.
Nobody want to put into that because, yeah, it's going to hurt that you took another guy's life at that, especially somebody young.
And that's self-defense. That's self-defense.
But at the same time, yo, like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, he was minding his business.
Yeah, he was minding his business.
Was being nice.
Me, I don't open the door.
Like in my house,
hood,
we don't
open the door. We look out the window. We look at the security system.
You got the cameras in
Yeah, we got the camera.
Same too. We
in the hood, Brooklyn, New York. We know how we in the hood.
We got cameras in the house, man.
Exactly. I go right to the TV. Who's that knocking at my window?
Yeah, I don't even go to the window because they see I'm there. Like the window is right by like the door, so it's like if I go to the window, that's it. And I be in my house, I start crawling and stuff because like my windows be like the blinds be open. So I'm like, I'm about to crawl to the security camera.
Exactly. Just
I'm
do
like,
a little.
You know,
little hop,
I
little
made
bunny
a mistake
hop.
one day. My father chopped my head off, man, because I was like, oh my god, like I run, like so he run like some random. I'm by myself in my house. Some random guy. He didn't speak English, and like he barely spoke English, and he rung the doorbell, and I don't know what possessed me to. I was by myself. I don't have no clue what possessed me to open up the door. And I was like, I don't know like what he wanted because he was sitting on my stoop. Like he walked up the stairs, and then after I was like, oh sorry, I can't help you. I went back and I locked the door, and I sat like in my living room where the camera was because I was like, all right, let me see what he's gonna do. And I had the phone in my hand, and I went to my kitchen. I was like, anything happen, like I'm grabbing my knife. I don't know what I'm gonna do to you, but all we know is that like even when I'm home by myself, I don't open up the door. But I was like, eventually I'm gonna have to get used to it. But I'm always gonna be armed with a knife or something because I don't need you trying me, not today.
Exactly.
So like my father was like, don't ever. I'm like 19, like he coming at me. But I understand why, because he's like, yo, like, God forbid something happens to you, none of us was here to protect you.
Exactly.
And I was like, I don't know I never opened up the door, and I don't know why I opened up the door that day. And I told my father, and he was like, so we went back in the cameras, and he watched him, and he was like, you see, never have the door crack like that. Because I think he rung the bell more than once. But it's like, you never know who could be coming to your door. But luckily, he didn't do anything to me, which I'm very grateful for. And to be able to tell this little story
on
right
the
now.
air, exactly.
So, you know, like, I'm so glad God was on my side that day. Because I literally don't know what this random man could have done. Like, I have no clue. But I cracked my door open, and we normally talk to each other through the glass because you could hear each other through the glass. But my father was like, don't open the door. If you really have to open up the door, you talk to them through the screen.
Exactly. I feel you on that.
Yeah, but this
I don't even let the mailman in, boy. I don't even care. You a
Yeah.
mailman or you trying to promote a business or whatever, Verizon. Boy, you don't get away from my porch.
Because they be faking the Verizon
Yeah,
things,
I don't trust nobody out
But
here.
the only reason why my father got cameras was because two people on my Alright, so, I mean, the video could see me, but, like, Central New Yorkers, you can't see me. But basically, like, I live on a block, and it's, on the block, it's two houses stuck together. So it's, like, one house is, like, it's, like, two houses, but they're, like, wall to wall. Two
Yeah.
houses, wall to wall. And on our block consists of 4 blocks, but 8 houses. And it's only on our block. So it's only 8 houses on our block. And out of the 8, 2 of them got hit. One lady at the end, and she's a very, very old lady. And her husband died, and she was by herself, and it was a fake UPS guy came in and robbed her. Like,
Man.
this little old lady.
That's crazy.
Old. So now, like, the neighbor that lives next to her, like, they go and check on her periodically because she's old. And her husband died, so she dealt with that, like, by herself to know that, like, her husband died. She's in that house by herself. It's always dark on the inside. Like, she never comes out. Like, it's like you have to check on her. And, like, I was here. It would happen, I want to say my freshman year. I was here, and it was, like, 3 in the morning, and it was like the second house on my block. It's 3 in the morning, and some guy rung the bell. So like he came in and he beat my neighbor up.
Damn.
And my neighbors made it a 2-family home. So like the older guy, his daughter and her boyfriend and her family was living in the basement, and his daughter boyfriend like beat the guy up and like held the guy out. Kind of awkward too. So like he like beat the guy up and kept him there until the cops came. But like my neighbor got beat up, and after that my father was like, oh nah, and they was like,
that's
I
crazy.
think they said he probably was going to keep ringing everybody doorbell until somebody came. But my mom was like, even if somebody's ringing my doorbell we probably going to wake up because it's like somebody could be called like telling you like there's an emergency.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say like I'm glad it didn't get to my parents, but I'm glad it didn't they didn't attack my family, because like I would have been probably been upset.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel you.
It's just like you never know. Like people are crazy, and that's why you gotta have cameras in your house. If you can afford,
Yeah, if you
cameras
can
are not
afford it.
It's not expensive.
If you can afford it, it will pay off.
It will.
It will pay off, cause trust me. Yeah, you may like, yo, I've been on this block 15 years. Ain't nothing happened to me on the block. But you never know. One day, out of the next couple years, you might just be at the wrong place at the wrong time and get caught lacking.
Not the crazy thing, all of us on that block, not all of us. The guy that got attacked, the older woman, the next door neighbor, them, my like house neighbor, and like all of us basically like know each other except for that one house in the middle. All of us been on that block for like over 20 years. Like,
Wow.
like over, I want to say over 15 years. But it took like 13 years, 12 years into, not even, I want to say like we've been on that block, but they've been on that block for like 20 something years, because they've been there before I was born. And all of them been there for that long, and it takes like 15 years into, 15, 16, 17 years living there for an incident like this to happen. Like, out of the many years I live here, nothing like this ever happened. And like that's when my father was like, I want to move, be out of here, I'm going to North Carolina, because nothing like this will happen. I should never have to feel this way. I'm like, Dad. And he always on 10. So I'll be like, Dad, like, relax. But yeah, like you have to protect yourself at all times, because like I'm explaining a situation that happened on my block, and that's 2 people on my block. Like, I just pray every day that Lord protect my family at all costs. And literally just about all of us, not all of us, just about all of us got cameras, because we're not playing. We are not playing with nobody.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And I'm like, like we like even FBI came to my house like, can we check your cameras because something happened like around the corner. I'm like, yo, My father was like, yeah. He was so excited. He was like, yeah, check the camera.
I'm weak.
Like, it's now to the point, like, we gotta have cameras. FBI's coming to my house, like, asking for
Facts.
help with a crime. And we all sitting here, like, we don't know. My father was like, well, I don't think I have the perfect angle. Like, we don't. I'm just like,
It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. To be honest with you. Well, anyway, moving on to the next topic. I'm not gonna dive too deep into this topic because I'm not trying to get my show taken down. I'm not trying to get us kicked off the airways for next semester. You know what I'm saying?
What am I getting myself
But, you know, I just want to touch on it a little bit, right on the edge. So for those of y'all who are on YouTube that is against this man, just touching on a surface level. I'm not gonna dive into it. So, you know, just letting y'all know right now. But Louis Farrakhan has been removed and banned from all social media platforms.
Okay, this is a little bit. Who is Louis Farrakhan?
You know Louis Farrakhan? Louis Farrakhan is like a big activist, Muslim activist at that, in the Nation of Islam. Sort of like Malcolm X.
Okay.
He's like our current generation Malcolm X. Not as big as Malcolm X, but he's pretty big.
Okay.
So, like, that's basically who he is. He's one of those guys that promotes, that talks a lot about the system. A lot of that's basically Malcolm X, but and stuff like that. So now they banned him from social media, saying that he promotes hate and da. Which I watched a little bit of his videos before. Never seen nothing like that. Never seen nothing about hate. He always talked about the black man doing for the black man and, you know, getting our own and stuff like that. The thing, so it's causing an outrage. You see people from like different races making videos in support of him, whether it's white or black, and it's like a big trend now. It's a very big thing because what it's basically doing is silencing a leader that can communicate through social media. We have to realize that because our era has changed, a lot of people's only source of communication is through social media. So back then, Martin Luther King didn't have an Instagram, Malcolm X didn't have an Instagram or Facebook. Now there's a leader in Farrakhan that had these type of tools. Because you think about the amount of people Malcolm X and Martin Luther King reach without social media. Now you can see the larger scale of people like Farrakhan who had millions of people come to his Million Man March on a regular in DC. Now how that social media can be that tool to reach other people. So they banned his brother. And that's all I'm going to say because I could go deep into it, but I'm not going to go deep into it because I know what it is. I know what's the deal. Come on. Been through this situation before, but I'm not going to really dive into that because, you know, I don't want them to ban myself either. You know what I'm saying? But Salute. You feel me?
I don't know. Alright, so since this is my first time hearing about like Canelo, who's actually doing the banning?
I guess the people that own these companies is doing the banning.
Wait, so they banning him from social media?
Can't use Facebook, can't use YouTube, can't use Instagram. They took his social media accounts down.
Ever?
They banned his brother. They took his account down.
What?
Like, you know, that's just what happened. That's what they do.
I'm speechless right now. Like, literally, people have all this power and choose to shut down somebody's. I don't even know he's powerful.
Oh, he's extremely powerful. This guy been in the business for a long time.
Like,
When I was little, my dad used to play his tapes in the car, and I was at that time I was too young to understand what was going on. I always used to make fun of him, like, why is he talking? Why is he chatting? Dad, I don't want to hear him, Dad. Turn to I want to listen to music. I want to listen to this guy. But now, you know, as I get older, I realize, you know, the impact that he had and what he's doing. It's a strong impact. This guy had people come to the Million Man March. Millions of people, like millions. I went once with my dad a long time ago. We took the bus out to DC to go hear him speak. So I was at that time I was too young to understand what was going on. I just remember being there and being with my dad and just being out there in the hot sun in the summertime, just like, you know, sitting there, you know, just seeing the environment.
Yeah. So well, that's literally crazy to me because it's just like, are you serious? Like, are you serious?
That's just how it is.
And the crazy thing is, they be serious.
Yo, they be serious.
And
they serious.
I just can't. Like, I really can't. like, I can't stomach. I can't. I don't know. I'm extremely speechless. I don't know. I can't. It's like you took away his voice. Like you
Basically,
literally took
so
away his voice.
what's freedom of speech in this country? But hey, like I said,
What's freedom of press?
freedom of press and
What
all.
is the First Amendment anyway?
I don't know. I'm gonna leave it up to the Central New Yorkers to decide that.
Yeah, that's how we gonna.
That's how we gonna leave it.
We're gonna leave it on that.
We
note.
gonna leave
what,
that.
What is the First Amendment?
You know, we leave it up to Central New York. But you know, for the remaining topics, it's gonna get just chill here, and all the sad and depressing stuff is out the way. Everything else now left is gonna be, you know, just regular topics to discuss. So we have 3 more on the list. We almost down to nitty gritty, y'all. I know it's a long show, 3.5 hours, but we getting there. So number 4, police are looking for a man in Wisconsin for walking out of Costco's with 24 Henny bottles. So what are your thoughts on this? I mean, do you blame the guy? Or, you know, maybe the guy was depressed, so he just went in there and walked out with 24 Henny bottles. 24. Didn't pay for it. Just walked out with 24.
Oh, he stole it.
He stole it.
Oh, I'm thinking he bought it and they worried about his health.
Nah, the homie just went in there, got himself 24 Henny bottles.
How did he manage to get? Was he by himself?
Yeah.
How does one manage to steal? Not 2.
My question is, listen,
But
people steal every day, not condoning stealing. My question is, what the hell you need 24 Henny bottles for?
All right, that's one question. That's why I thought they seen him walk out of there and was just like, oh, he's about to run.
You know, even if he paid for it, like, what do you need 24 Henny bottles?
But my whole thing is, how did he?
That's a lot of Henny bottles.
How did he get away with stealing Henny bottles? I never held a Henny bottle, but them bottles are heavy. Was they mini or the sized Henny bottle?
I'm not too sure on that.
See,
I could try to look it up.
If it was
right
mini,
now.
that makes sense. Like, I mean, it would, but it wouldn't. But that means you making mad noise walking out the.
Exactly.
First of all, how did he run away? This is if it was like the 24 big Henny bottle, it was big.
It looked like the big ones. Yep, those are the big ones.
Grown man. He got, like,
That man look like,
5
I'm about to
kids.
drink me my Henny.
It look his wife stressing
Call
him
my
out.
friend named Jenny. And I'm not spending a penny. Because I got plenty. That's
A
basically.
penny.
Yup. That's basically what it was with this guy. This guy was
Oh,
not
okay,
playing.
so that's how he walked out of there. Okay.
Right with the
but
shopping cart.
Why I feel like he strolled up out of there. And he
Just rolled out.
where are they selling Henny bottles? It look like he in the Costco's.
That's what I'm saying.
Or is he working in the Henny?
Nah, he went to Costco's and stole that.
Costco's sell Henny?
I never knew that.
See, there's a lot of questions to this story.
Hey.
Cause I'm just sitting here trying to figure out, like, how does one still? Okay, he stole it in a push cart, so that can make some type of sense. But how'd y'all let him escape? Cause he looked like he didn't even run. He didn't look like he was trying to run. With
Nah,
that.
the homie looked like he was running casual. He was just strolling. Cruising
But
down the
then,
street
like-
in my go-kart. Just strolling. Like,
It looked like, you know, he probably did. I mean, you know, if you run, you making it hot. And
Yeah.
mad suspicious. So he probably was like, if I stroll up out of here and act like.
I mean, yeah, how weird would it look to see somebody just running, like, just pushing the car out?
Running
Like, of course
with
you're going to
24 Henny
be...
bottles.
Exactly. Of course you're going to get sus.
But, like, he strolled, because he looked like he was strolling. He strolled up out of, you know.
To be honest with you, he even looked like a guy that was not even trying to make a high. He just looked like a guy that was just doing his business. Just picking up his bottles
He looked
and
like
just
he
strolling.
got 4 or 5 kids back there.
Exactly. Just like, yo, stressed
A
out.
wife stressing him out. Like, he
Yeah,
looked like, he going,
like
I'm
Tisha-
not trying to say that that's the
Tisha,
reason
you know,
why he
Tisha
should
getting on his
steal.
nerves, you know, and then he's just like, you know
Honestly,
what, man?
he looked like he trying to start a business.
I don't know. He looked
Why
like
else would somebody need 24?
24 Henny bottles.
What is? I don't even know the ounces. It look like what? Henny bottles like what?
Look like the
regularly
big one.
40, 45 ounces. Or
Something like
whatever.
that.
Like, I don't know. Whoever drink Henny, y'all know I don't. I'm not a drinker. So,
I'm a thinker.
exactly. But like, I don't. I'm so confused. What you like? You said what you need 24 Henny bottles?
That's what I'm saying.
Like that sounds like your liver is crying.
Yeah.
Wait, it affects your liver or your kidneys?
I guess it affects kidneys or livers or
Well, whoever knows science out there, y'all can help me out. But
facts. Sid the
it's
Science
kidneys.
Kid, call up.
I think it's kidneys, but it look like your kidneys is crying in advance. Well, with 24 Henny bottles, I think your whole body is trying to say,
Yeah.
"Help me, please."
Facts.
He needs some water.
Yeah, he definitely should have bought 24 gallons of water with that too. 24 bottles of
That's
water.
what he needed to do. First of all, he did like he was in Costco's. I'm trying to figure out where he getting 24 regular Henny bottles because I feel like there should be a limit at the liquor store.
Exactly. Oh, it should only
Like-
be in the liquor store. It shouldn't be at Costco's.
Yeah. So, because I know they say like if you scan it, they're like ID, please.
Soon they gonna be selling Hennessy at the library, and kids gonna be, let me not say nothing.
We're not even gonna.
Mommy, I want bottle. Oh, here you bottle. No, not that bottle. Hennessy bottle. Like.
No. But all I know, this story have so many questions. I'm just concerned about where he was buying this. Why did they let him? Well, he didn't even buy it. So where was he at? Because the picture looked like he was in Costco's, and I hope it wasn't in Costco's or somebody's BJ's or wholesale food market. Because I'm gonna be upset if they selling Henny there. I just feel like Henny should be in the
liquor store.
But even in liquor stores, I feel like they're a little bit on guard, just a little bit. Like he's taking a little bit too long in that one Hennessy section.
Exactly.
Because there should be a limit. That's what I'm saying. Like that's another thing. Like that, it should be a limit. So I feel like if you go to the liquor store, I feel like you should be only allowed to buy like 5 at a time.
I don't know. This brother was out here trying to buy the whole Hennessy store.
Hello, 24.
Exactly.
That's 2 dozens.
That's crazy.
I'm confused with. Okay, he's a lost cause because honestly, I'm just a little confused with him. What business he was trying to start? I don't know. Yeah. Let me stop talking about it because I'm a little confused. I'm confusing myself now.
But anyway, moving on to the next topic. We got 2 more on the agenda here in the season finale of the college version. Remember, get on that podcast version. We starting up next week. But number 5, thanks to Chance the Rapper. Yo, Chance the Rapper, shout out to you for this. Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets might be coming back.
Might.
More than likely will be coming back.
He said 2 million. They got 2 million.
They got 2 million. They said 2 million retweets. They got 2 million retweets. Now let me get that sweet, spicy nuggets, please. All right? Because I'm telling you, spicy nuggets from Wendy's, that used to be the flow. Burger King tried to steal the flow. I didn't like Burger King spicy nuggets. Wendy's got the best spicy nuggets. They need to bring that back. Yeah. I went to Wendy's one time looking for spicy nuggets. This was like when it died out. And I went there, I'm like, can I get spicy nuggets? They was like, oh, we don't have it. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You know, you have your mindset on food and you know exactly what you want, and you get there, you can't have it. I'm like, oh.
That'd be, oh my God, I hate that. I hate that feeling so much.
Yo, that's the worst
like,
feeling.
I'm not like I like spicy food, but I'm not like the hugest fan of it. But when it does come back, I'm definitely gonna get on the wave and I'm gonna definitely try it out. I mean, I tried it out before, but you know, I'm gonna definitely try it out with the barbecue sauce and all of
Facts.
that. You know. But I'm glad they're bringing it back. You know, because people have been waiting for it. They're sitting here like,
yeah.
Wendy's, come on.
And McDonald's need to bring back the McBites, the chicken McBites that they used to have. Those used to be hitting.
Chicken McBites.
That's that chicken McBites. My mom put me onto that. I never used to eat that. So my mom put that on. I'm like, Mom, what you doing eating that?
Yo, do they still have chicken selects?
I don't know.
Chicken selects used to give me tight $7 for 3 chicken strips and some
facts.
fries, and now I had to get a medium.
Exactly.
No,
I remember those days.
Chicken selects was like the chicken strips, $7 without the fries. What do you
I remember
mean?
those
You're
days.
giving me 3
I remember those days when I only could have got 4-piece nuggets or 6-piece nuggets.
Oh my God.
I remember those days.
I was like 8 years old trying to move up on an adult meal.
And me too,
My mom,
exactly.
Like, shook it. Mom was like, "What you want?" I was like, "Ooh, we finna like, can I get the chicken selects, please?" She
Exactly.
said, "Are you crazy? You can get a Happy Meal." I'm like,
wait.
"You said what do I want? I told you what I wanted."
That's a
and
fact.
You looked at me like I was crazy.
It's crazy because like when I was like that was with my mom that used to happen, and even with my dad. I remember like me and my brother used to hang out with my dad. So like we would go to McDonald's and my brother was older than me, so he'll get the 10-piece nuggets and I had to settle for the 6. I used to be tight.
Settle.
Hell yeah, I had to settle for the 6. My brother used to be looking in the back like, you feel me? Like, yeah.
You got 4 less than
Hell
me.
yeah, exactly. I used to be tight, like.
Honestly, you know, of course, like these foods are not good for us and good for the body or whatever.
Yes.
But you know, Me and my mom used to have cute little McDonald's dates. We used to get the 20-piece nuggets and split them down the middle and got 2 medium fries and 2
my
sweet
gosh.
teas.
I mean, we in college right now. I'm already starving, so
I'm
thinking
I
about
don't
that.
even know what I'm about to eat for dinner.
I remember my mom used to take me every Wednesday. We used to go to this special on Burger King back in Canarsie. Yeah, Burger King is still over there by the laundromat.
My father loves that Burger King.
Yo, we used to.
You want some Burger King? I'm like, bruh. He hates
My sister worked
McDonald's.
there too back in the day when she was in high school. When she was
My father probably seen her.
This was a long time ago. That's when we used to live in Canarsie. We used to live right there. I used to go right over there. That's when Burger King had the starfish thingy. You remember the chicken, the star chicken fish thingies?
Oh, no, I don't mess with Burger King.
You don't mess with Burger King?
I don't mess with the chicken nuggets.
I don't like their nuggets either. But they brought down their price to like $149 for 10 nuggets. So I'm like, all right, hey, at least they brought it down. McDonald's, you need to step your game up, bring them prices down, man. People ain't playing out here. We starving.
Honestly, nah.
I know it's not good for
I
us,
feel
but
like
hey.
they low key going down the drain. Like McDonald's and Burger King is low key going down the drain.
Yeah,
in my eyes.
McDonald's
I
is
feel
too
like
expensive to me.
Wendy's, ever since Wendy brought up that 4 for $4, everybody want to be on the
Exactly.
whole 5 for $5.
What is McDonald's
$5
doing? Like, you gotta
box.
step up. I mean, Burger King tried. They stepped up. They brought it down. The price, just that their food's not all that great. But
I think it's because more people are getting healthier and they're like,
Yeah.
if you realize that everybody's on this whole like
vegan.
yes,
Vegan wave.
everybody's on. Oh, I can't even
I
talk
feel
because
bad.
like I don't even do burgers anymore. So like I'm gonna be slowly pushing away from the fast food
Me
chain
too.
restaurants because like my goal is to eventually like
Eat healthy.
yeah,
Me
like
too,
I
me
might
too.
push away from like the whole like chicken. I feel like I'm gonna still eat because I'm not a fan of like fish and stuff. I like
fish
fish.
here and there.
I'm
I'm a
not a
chicken
fan.
guy, and that's why
I like chicken too.
I'm like, if I could like eat some chicken, but then cut out everything else, I feel like I'd be
good.
I'll be half vegan.
Yeah.
They don't call me
That's
half
me.
vegan.
I'm a half. Nah, you're not half vegan. You half. But you're still eating a animal. You half vegetarian.
Half vegetarian, partly vegan. My favorite show is Power,
My
featuring
friend
Tommy
made something
Egan.
else. She was like poultritarian, something like that.
Poultritarian?
Poultry only.
Yeah, poultry only. I'm weak. Macaroni, poultry only. You already know we only.
You and these bars.
Yo, for whatever reason, the last 2 episodes I've just been rapping on the mic. You know, sometimes when you feel comfortable at a certain space in your career, you start just testing stuff, and you just like you feel like you can do anything.
All right, so Central New York, we here for Real Leel's album.
Yeah,
Not album. EP dropping this summer.
yeah. EP dropping this summer. EP.
No,
you already know.
we gonna test the waters. He gonna drop a single first.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna drop a single because I'm single, and you already know I'm about to eat a Pringle when I get back home.
You see, the bars is already here.
It's just coming natural. It's just coming natural. Coming natural. You already know. It's just coming out.
Wait
It's
for
flow.
the fire.
Let's wait for the fire. The devil a liar. You already know. About to sing like Mariah.
I cannot.
Yo, I'm about to be. Yo, Drake, I know you listening, man. Drake, I know ain't no mistake. You listening over here. Hit me up. Try to sign me.
Central New York.
Somebody in here. I know there's a lot of bands, people in bands. I don't care. I do heavy metal. I'll settle for heavy
Tell
metal.
him how fire his bars is. Go follow him at
Facts.
real.leel.tv on IG. DM him. Let him know how
Facts.
his bars is going.
Actually, Leel _TV.
It's underscore.
It's
I'm
underscore.
so wrong.
Underscore.
You guys, I'm so horrible. Okay.
Underscore. You feel me?
Real REAL underscore Leel
Facts.
LEEL underscore
TV.
TV. Oh, well, of course, TV. And you know, DM him.
Yeah, facts. Especially if you're trying to get put on today, promote your business. Otherwise, mind your business. Anyway, moving on. Number 6, our final topic for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, our final topic for the night, man.
It's been a long night.
It's been a long night. It's been a long season. But we here for a reason. Keep on going, man. Keep on going.
Man, he ain't about to go to sleep till like 5 tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm about to be up, editing this video, trying to put it out
5 tomorrow morning.
by tomorrow. And I got class.
I'm gonna get that notification before I wake up.
Oh, you get the notifications too? And it's up there?
Like, no,
People been telling me.
No, like, since you tagged me, I get the notification.
Oh, you get the notification? People still get the notifications, even down on Titan. They be like, yo, you always putting up stuff on
Maybe
YouTube.
They got their post notifications.
They probably do. You probably do. You feel me?
Get hit to Instagram.
Facts.
To run the logistics to people and algorithm. I'll be going crazy on that.
Facts. You always gotta feel the rhythm in the algorithm.
If you need me to hook up your social media, let me stop. Let me not sign myself up for a business right now.
I mean, you never know. You might get signed. You might blow up.
Be like, let me run your Instagram for like a day.
Facts.
Let me stop.
Had that joint jumping. Had President Obama following it.
Hello. I gotta step my game up on my Instagram before I could do anybody else's
Facts.
Instagram.
Facts. People be hating. They don't be showing love like that. But it's all good. Love come from above.
Yeah, you gotta follow the alright, so you gotta follow the algorithm. I've honestly been low-key studying this because like now I switched up marketing and advertising, so I feel like I gotta know this stuff. I need to get onto Twitter so I could be like, I'm like well-rounded in the field, but like Instagram is my friend, Snapchat is my friend. Like
Facts.
you just gotta finagle your followers, you gotta finagle your viewers, you gotta finagle everything. Okay.
You already know. Facts.
But I can't give away my tip.
Facts. It's a secret. Like Alicia Keys said, your secrets are safe with me. Facts. Yo, Alicia Keys used to be dope back in the day.
I mean, yeah, she did kind of.
She used to be.
Been chilling lately. So.
Facts. She used to be chilling. That was one of the heavyweights. Between her. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on Lauryn Hill.
All right.
Don't
what
even
I'm
get me
need
started.
for Lauryn Hill to do is stop touring on that one album.
Yeah, she do. Yeah, one album.
And everybody still go see her on. That's how great I need to be in life.
Like that one
So
album.
no matter, it just be that one thing. And
I mean,
people still support you.
That album, to me, actually, if I was ranking albums, I would say that's in my top 5 of all time. Basic Education for Lauryn Hill, the impact that it had.
Yeah. But she still be touring.
But she still be touring.
On
Hey, you gotta make your money.
Sold out show.
You gotta make your money. I mean, it got to a point
but not
where
on one album.
it got to the point where she run her own. She could do what she wants. She be coming late.
That's what I was
She
saying.
don't be showing
I'm
up
about to say that.
sometimes.
What do you mean? Since this is a whole paid concert, I will want
Exactly.
my money back and no, I'm not coming to your next show.
Exactly.
How about that?
I just listened to it on Pandora.
Hello.
You already
I
know.
don't need to see you live. If you want to sit there and be late or don't come at all, honey, I could have been in my room playing this on my radio. Because that's
Facts.
exactly what the DJ is doing right now. Which
Basically, and then you just over here like singing a little bit, you know.
It's enough crowd participation. I don't need for you to be telling me like, oh yeah, sing the words after this. Excuse me, I didn't come to hear me sing. I could have did this in my room. I'm gonna need for you to put on a show. Thank you.
Facts.
So for whatever artist is out there, I appreciate the crowd participation. But please, I'm gonna say it again. Please, because I'm asking nicely. Just sing, just perform, put on a great performance. I'm paying what, $200 for these raggedy seats,
Facts.
and I still came out to show love. And you want crowd participation, honey? I done got my participation points in class. Like relax. I'm
Relax.
over it.
So right.
Me and my slight rant session just now.
Facts. Nah, you see, you could tell when somebody's getting comfortable on the booth. You could tell. You could tell.
I guess I'm getting comfortable.
Yeah, you gotta get comfortable. You feel me? That's how it flows. You feel me? Tell me a minute to get comfortable. As long as I've been in the radio, it tell me like a whole almost 2 years for me to get comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, 2 seasons, which is 1 semester. 1 year basically for me to get comfortable, because I'm just like, yo, sometimes technical stuff could go wrong and it throws you off your game, and it's just like, why you gotta do that to me? You feel me?
And then you just gotta learn how to keep your composure. I don't want to say composure. Well, yeah, keep your composure, keep it cool, and just like,
you gotta keep your composure in order to get the exposure. You already know. Facts.
I don't know the words, so I'm gonna stop singing those.
Facts.
I
Big
mean,
Sean.
rapping, 'cause I ain't singing.
But anyway, our last topic for the night, right? And it's gonna be a fun topic. This is a debatable topic. This could go either way. There are a lot of old time movies that is coming back right now. Old time hit movies that were successful that's coming back. You have Rush Hour 4, in which Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, they both posted up a picture holding the letters 4 in their hands.
I've seen that.
Right? So we all assume that Rush Hour 4 is coming back. You have the new Bad Boys movie that just filmed. They finished filming like a week or 2 ago. Filming was already done. The movie's set to come out, I believe, this year, but like sometime like in a couple months later.
Yeah.
You all know about that. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. Oh, it's funny, ironic. This is a two cast, like two main characters, like Rush Hour, Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan, Bad Boys, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, and then you got Friday, Mike Epps, Ice Cube. There's also the script is done for the movie.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Didn't even know that. Whoa.
Yup.
We're getting another Friday.
We get another Friday, the last Friday.
Did you remember that at one point they was talking about having like Ice Cube's son O'Shea, since O'Shea looked just like him, and DC Young Fly.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Because he sound like Chris Tucker. They need to bring back Smokey. They need to bring back Smokey from the original.
But Chris Tucker taping. So,
yeah.
they might put DC in the movie, who knows? But he probably not gonna be like a Chris Tucker. He ain't gonna play Smokey, but they probably gonna make him Smokey's son or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
It's just crazy. But so out of those three movies, Rush Hour 4, Bad Boys, The Last Friday, which out the three are you compelled, do you want to see the most?
Friday.
Friday?
Yeah. Because I've never really... Okay, this is bad. I need to watch it. I never really watched Rush Hour.
Wow.
Don't ask me what the... Do not... Yeah. So I can't say I watched it because I don't even know the plot of the story. I don't know the storyline of any of the Rush Hour 1 through 3. Bad Boys... Don't want to say I don't know the plot of that either, but people be reenacting scenes from it and laughing, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, I think I have to watch the movie to get it. Friday, I've been seeing Friday, next Friday after next. I done seen it all, so I'm excited for Friday. And plus, like, I'm scared because like I feel like once some of them get older, like they be funny, but they be a little. I take them more serious than funny because they're older now. Like Ice Cube, I'm like I take him too serious. Like Mike Epps, he's still a joke, but I take Ice Cube very serious.
Ice Cube, one guy that I do. You talk about people that you look up to, and he's one of them. Yeah. That how you mentioned Diddy. Ice Cube was one of those people. I mean, this guy to me is one of the most influential rap people ever. He came up in NWA, very underrated as far as if we're talking about top 15 rappers of all time.
Yeah.
This guy in his prime was better than a lot of guys in their prime. This guy was over here. He had one of the best, if not the best, diss track of all time. No Vaseline. I mean, to me, he was the best rapper in NWA. Yeah. Then he turned into acting. He was in acting movies. Yeah. Now he made a league, which started like 2 summers ago, the Big Three, a basketball league in which all retired, like not all, but like selected people that want to join, basketball players that retired from the NBA is now playing in this league.
Oh, that's cute.
So you have people like the likes of Lamar Odom, who's just joined this year. I said earlier in the show, I talked about a little bit. Thank God that he's getting his life back together and he's able to play in the thing. Stop messing with these Kardashians, fellas. That's my famous line. I always say that, like when I get to the point where I'm about to talk about the Kardashians. I always say, stop messing with these Kardashians. Just as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the fact that Ice Cube was over here being a businessman, just dropped the album not too long ago.
I need to listen to
Yeah,
it.
it was a bunch of factual stuff.
I'm slacking. I mean, like, I'm not slacking because I'm a person that keep up with the up and coming artists. Like I like that. I like to catch them at they, not they prime, but at the beginning, so I could be like, I watch them grow, But speaking of like Ice Cube, like honestly, I could say one of my favorite biopics is Straight Outta Compton, and my sister knows that. Like before the movie came out, I was watching the trailer. Like I had to watch the trailer like over 20 times.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And even after I seen the movie,
that was a well put together movie. It was good.
And this is the only reason why I feel like it was a well put together movie, because out of the 5, 4 of them was still alive to tell a story.
Exactly.
So they knew how to tell their part to the T. The only person they couldn't tell
was Eazy-E.
Was Eazy-E. But all of them knew him so well that they was able to piece together the story. I enjoyed the storyline so much. It was a well put together, and I feel like what made it work, like I feel like definitely for Ice Cube part, like they definitely had like O'Shea. O'Shea looked just like Ice Cube.
Yeah,
so
he did.
He kind of like made the role so much
he
believable.
Just like as well.
And like I honestly like commend like all the actors,
And-
Corey Hawkins and
Dr. Dre.
Jason Mitchell.
I forgot Dr. Dre's name in that movie, but Dr. Dre, he's a pretty good actor. He went on to do
Yeah.
other gigs and stuff like that in radio, TV shows.
Yeah.
O'Shea is definitely doing his thing. He got another movie coming out. He had a movie called it was a robbery movie. Damn, I saw it in the movies too. I forgot about it.
Was he like with the cars and stuff?
Yeah, in the movie.
Yeah, that was like right after that movie, and
Yeah,
a lot of like all three of those characters. Well, I don't know about the one that played DJ Yella and what was the other DJ name?
Knockout.
No,
I forgot.
MC Ren.
MC Ren, yeah.
Like I don't know what their characters are doing, but I know for sure I still keep tabs on like Jason Mitchell on Instagram, and he's in The Shy. So like ever since those roles, like mostly all of them been like keeping busy, but he's been busy because he's in The Shy. The Shy just got picked up for like season 3, so like he out here working. And when I play Eazy-E, like he's out here working. He never.
Oh yeah, that's
stopped
another
working.
one. He was in Superfly.
He was.
He was in
Jason
Superfly. That's my
Mitchell
movie.
have not stopped working since he got like after.
That's my movie.
After Straight Outta Compton, like Jason Mitchell just been working, and so have Corey. Like Corey, the one that played Dr. Dre, like he's been working. Like all of them have been working ever since that movie, and I can honestly say that movie put them on the map. Even I think the same one. What?
It was good acting in that movie too. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so Straight Outta Compton came out first, and then All Eyes on Me came out.
Yeah, I thought that could have been better a little bit. The All Eyes on Me. I liked it, but it could have been better.
But the same one that Demetrius Shipp, that's his name, I think, he played Tupac in Straight Outta Compton, and they casted him for All Eyes on Me.
Yeah.
So they reused his character.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that they used, I was going to say they used the same Snoop Dogg. But the Snoop Dogg that they had for the character in Straight Outta Compton, like he sounded just like Snoop Dogg,
Facts.
which was crazy. But the same person that played Suge in Straight Outta Compton was the same Suge that they put in All Eyes on Me. So
like
they
a
was
Puerto Rican
recycling
Suge.
characters. Like these
Facts.
after Straight Outta Compton, like half of these characters, like they made they break. And that's one thing like about playing like iconic roles. It's like you gonna get your break.
You gonna get your break, exactly. And even if you don't play those iconic roles, just you playing a good role can set you up. But I definitely like Notorious. I thought that could have been more better.
Notorious was bad.
I thought it could have been better.
I think it was pretty good.
I thought it could have been better. It was a little too short for me for a big
I think
movie.
that's maybe that's why it was short. And
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciated the fact that they used like Biggie's son as his younger him. That was cute. I enjoyed that.
But Straight Outta Compton was definitely the best one. That was really good.
I watched that movie plenty of times. I have my favorite parts in that movie. My sister, like literally, the movie dropped and I was already reciting lines from the movie because I'm on YouTube literally watching snippets. My sister is like, "Sis, the movie just came out last week. Like, relax." And I'm like, "You don't understand. I love this movie." And she's like, "You only watched it once. Like, relax." And I'm just like, "Nah, like I love it." But back to Friday. Friday is just so iconic. I grew up on Friday.
We grew up on that. Hell yeah, that's a movie I grew up on. You know how many times I saw Friday After Next? Especially.
Wait, after? Oh my god.
Like Friday After Next always came on TV. I always saw that one.
As soon as I thought about Friday, I thought about you said Friday After Next. I'm thinking about next Friday when he came outside. He had a dent in his roof.
Oh yeah, that one was funny too. I like that one. I like
Friday
the
After
original.
Next was funny. He was like, "Do you know what happened in the last
Facts.
Yo,
they had me weak. I like Cat Williams' part in that movie. I thought Cat Williams killed that. He killed that as a pimp. He killed that part.
He did. When Terry Crews.
Oh my gosh, this dude Terry Crews. To me, Terry Crews is an underratedly funny dude. I think he's really funny.
He is.
If you ever saw Everybody Hates Chris, and when he was on that, oh my gosh,
I
was actually funny.
enjoyed him a lot on Everybody Hates Chris.
Me too. Like this dude was always making sure his last dollar counted.
Yo,
like,
everybody's like, yo, if you watch Everybody Hates Chris and you didn't learn anything,
exactly, financial literacy from this guy. Like my friend, my best bro back in the hood, in First Montana, he has him as his wallpaper. Okay. So when on his wallet, so this way where like he goes in his wallet, he sees him when you want to spend money and you see his face like, all right, that's
Yeah.
motivation right there. Let me put my dollars back in my pocket because I don't even care. I can't even afford this.
Yeah, like honestly, like with talking about movies, cause I love.
We
talking
talked
about
more than the 18 topics because we just rambled on. We probably talked
we
like 20
did.
something topics.
And
so.
I honestly like, I honestly like talking about pop culture. I love talking about music, and I love talking about movies. I don't know
Facts.
why I be so invested in these celebrity lives. Don't ask me no questions, guys. Like I don't know. I need to get my life together.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I think it's about time we wrap up this show. It's been a great semester. It was a pleasure working with you.
Same here.
And, you know, like I said, you welcome on the podcast this summer. And, you know, like I said, man, I'm just ready to get back to the city, ready to enjoy summer. And yeah, the grind continues.
Yeah.
You know, and the words of Nipsey Hussle, the marathon continues. You know what I'm saying? So.
Also, on the words of Nipsey, stay 10 toes and never fold, man.
Ooh.
You know, always keep yourself grounded. You know, let's keep the people up on a good note. You know, like always stay grounded. You know, never let people shake you up because that's gonna be some people's goals. And you know, something I realize is that every day, not every day, but you know, no matter if you're famous or not, people gonna look for a come up. You know.
Yeah.
And you just have to be careful and know who's really your friends to really be your friends and who really just, you know, just really around just for the come up so they can get what they want and leave you alone. So, you know, if you can just, you know, stay grounded in who you are, stay true to stay true to yourself, you know, then you good.
And you good, ladies and gentlemen. Well, with that being said, you know, obviously it's not my farewell goodbye. I got a season finale for In the Huddle this Thursday on the 90.5 FM airwaves, talking all sports. So you'll hear me then. But for the Real Leel show, we'll be moving to the podcast version next week. So next week, we got to get right to it. And, you know,
Tell them where they can listen to it.
on Real Leel TV, RealLeel TV.
Oh, on YouTube.
On YouTube. Once again, Real Leel TV on YouTube, RealLeel TV. And if you don't got YouTube and you got Instagram, Real Leel TV, the same thing, just underscores in between the letters. I mean, in between Real, Leel, and TV.
Yeah, don't listen to me before.
Yeah. So definitely check that out.
Yep.
And, you know, it's time for me to bounce.
Good night,
It's 4 hours.
everyone. It was a pleasure having conversations with you guys. So,
Yeah,
you know,
always.
I might hear my voice again. Who knows? But, you know.
We'll see. More than likely.
More
Well,
than likely.
You gonna hear me? You gonna hear her voice on the podcast, and she might be. Well, we're glad to have her back on next semester, and she probably still will have her own show at the same time too. Who knows?
I'm trying. I'm working on that.
We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. But y'all drive and get home safe, and
Definitely.
I got places to go. So
Right.
catch me next week on the podcast. We out.
Good night.
One love.
Hi, everyone. It's Leel, the real Leel, here. Psych now.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to let y'all know, the podcast version of the Real Leel show will be starting up next week, and we got a lot of stuff in store. As we all know, the NBA playoffs are still going on. The finals will be in June. Free agency will be in bloom. And guess what? I assume you will be watching it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be covering the Big Three, Ice Cube Basketball League. I'm going to be doing the Promote Your Business. If you know somebody that knows somebody that want to know somebody that knows somebody that calls somebody that called somebody or whatever the somebody is, let them know about the Real Leel show, because we out here to promote for the cause. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, it's time I get up out of here. See y'all on the podcast. One love.